our live streams. So I'm excited for everybody to come out. We're actually pretty early. I got to double back. I got to actually let the Discord know that we are currently live. So be right back, guys. Boom. Okay, cool. Um, but what we are talking about tonight, as per requested, is how in the fucking world are all these vintage cards 5 to 10K? I mean, there's so many that right now in Pokemon, everybody gets to be a gangster, right? There's too much money in this hobby. 30th anniversary, shit's gonna get even crazier. We got Chaos Rising. We're already talking about the next sets on top of 30th anniversary series 1 set. Bruh, it is going to be crazy. Absolute madness. Yo, shout out to our boy Doctor for making the hardest thumbnails in the game. I hope you guys like this really ridiculous thumbnail. I've decided for all of the streams, we're going to use a ridiculous thumbnail if made. If somebody feels inspired and they want to make a ridiculous thumbnail, you can use AI. I don't know what they used, but they just somehow it generated with AI using my face. Anyways, yo, I appreciate you guys popping out. Yo, BCTCG, how we doing? Yo, Billy, how we doing? Doctor, how we doing? Let's get this party started. Let's go. All right, so on the agenda, we'll be talking about vintage kind of skyrocketing lately and how out of control shit is. Yeah, I mean, I have friends that are liquidating everything they own right now, and I wonder if that's a signal or if they're about to miss such a major opportunity for even more growth than we've already had right now. They're probably going to do well. The hobby could trend down after 30th anniversary, right? Cards could trend down. My homie sold his Dark Charizard PSA 10 for $10,000. He's selling his Gold Stars. He's selling a lot of heat right now. And I'm like, dude, good for you, man. To have the courage to make that decision. And dude, he's so up right now that he probably doesn't care. But like, when is the right time to jump ship, right? Like, for me, there is no right time. I'm like indefinitely hoarding. Trap and Trap Hinch, what's good? Eli, what's good? I subbed. Yo, I appreciate that, Eli. BC, I'm selling on my lower end. Rocco, what's good with the super chat? Let's go. It's been a minute since I got it. Yo, get out of here. 50 people in the live? 50 people? Yo, shout out to Doctor's thumbnail because apparently he makes the hardest thumbnails in the game. Okay, Rocco with the super chat, $10. I appreciate you. Dude, my boy's thumbnail that he made for me fucking crushed it. We got like 50 people out immediately. I've never even seen that. Like, my boy just sent me a $10 donation.
You're rich.
Rocco, I am now. Shit. Hey Ryan, I hope you're doing well. I'm at the crossroads. I want to get Grails for my personal collection, but I feel like I should be responsible and save it for vending. What should I do? I don't think there's anything irresponsible for going for your PC. You can always sell those cards and vend at a show with your PC stuff. There's no rule that says you can't sell your PC stuff at the shows. So I say go for your Grails. And then if you're unhappy with them for any reason at all, you can sell those at the show and you'll have some badass stuff in your display. Hopefully that works. Hopefully that's the answer that you're looking for. And like everybody else, feel free to chime in. You know, if you had to go for your Grails versus selling in a show, what would you do? I'm kind of in the same boat right now. Right now, I am being irresponsible as fuck, and I'm buying up stuff that I shouldn't even be buying because one, I want it for my PC, but I'm also like, dude, if you end up selling these, so be it. So I am trying to decide if I'm gonna pick up another first edition Typhlosion. And it's like, Ryan, dude, you have a Typhlosion. You don't need it. But there's a 147 mil cert Typhlosion. And I asked the guy if it had the indent flaw that I've seen on Lugias and Typhlosions before. And it has the flaw. So it's not a perfect copy aside from not being a 10. It's a 9. But I'm also thinking like, damn, like I need stuff for inventory too. So like he wants 4.4 for it. Last sold was 5.1. So I'm constantly thinking of like, am I overextending myself by buying more stuff that I'm selling but might sit in my collection for a while? And you can never go wrong picking up stuff that you're intending to PC, right? If it makes you happy, it's worth the money, but just make sure that you can get out of it if you think you might need to get out of it, right? In my case, whatever I buy moving forward, I need to get a really good deal on it. It needs to be, I need to be able to get it under market and sell it at market if I need to get out of it because I'm maxed out on my credit card right now. And it's never been an issue. I've maxed out my credit card so many times the past couple of years. I always pay it off. I always figure out a way, but I always pay it off slowly with work and selling some personal stuff. This time around is different. I am maxing it out, buying stuff to flip to pay down my credit card, right? If you can make more, if my credit card interest is 800 for this month maxed out, but I make 1200 selling cards, it's irrelevant that it's maxed out because I'm still making more in profit than the interest is costing me. And right, you don't want to pay that interest, but still, I think a lot of people right now are over leveraging, and I would normally say like it's a fucking recipe for disaster, but I think over leveraging has been normalized in the hobby right now. There is no fucking other way to collect these $5,000-$10,000 cards other than leveraging credit. There's no fucking way. Nobody has that kind of money laying around. And the people that do have been smart and they've been saving it, but it's very easy to blow it quickly in Pokemon. And I enjoy using the credit. I enjoy using credit and then turning that into real money, real profit if I need to. But I'm also big time into hoarding, into collecting, and I feel like there's a lot of people like that where like the money's nice, but it's not about the money. So, but obviously, if you need the money, you gotta sell. Brandon, what up, G? And definitely hoarding indeed. Dude, Dr. Rocket, you fucking crushed it, bro. Your thumbnail fucking drove people to see this stream, bro. 50 people in here like that, like nothing. So, while I don't think that would work well for like long form videos that I'm more seriously putting out, it is kind of funny. Like you do something that really catches people's eyes, what will happen. So for the streams moving forward, I think it's important that we have goofy or just stupid, silly shit for the thumbnail. But he went hard on that one, bro. He went hard on that one. It was good. It makes me really want a fucking Gyarados tattoo. Like that shit was prolific, bro. You're giving me bad ideas, bro. I'm about to get divorced. Avenger, yo, it's good. Tuscan, what's good? Rotten Ringo, JP Vintage booming, dude. JP Japanese Vintage is a move right now, dude. Yeah, some 10x from a month or so ago. It's definitely a move. Buy the Grail, treat yourself before you risk it rising more and it becomes unobtainable. A lot of us suffer from that, like risking losing it because it becomes unobtainable, and that's a very, very real fucking risk. We've all experienced it. We've been looking at a card and then it skyrockets out of nowhere. It happens. Tuscan, I'm going to be front row card show in Portland and I'm hyped. I'm going to be selling a bunch of my sports card PC for Pokemon Grails. Nice. Rocco, Call of Legend Dialga just sold for 15K, so that's gone. Me and Mega Diancie will be together forever. Let's go. +1 for Mega Diancie. Raw Togepi. Jesus. Are you speaking to me? I dropped 5K on booster boxes alone this month. About 4K in slabs as well. Dude, Togepi, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is the name of the game. You gotta spend money to make money, and you gotta risk it for the biscuit. Scared money don't make no money, right? I don't know if that's actually the saying, but I like taking risks. I like it. I don't know. It makes me feel alive, even if it's pure stupidity sometimes. Like I've fucked up. I've bought stuff that I've had to sit on. Everybody has, but if you don't fuck up, you never learn, and that's some like real shit right there. Leah, yo, it's good. I smell coolness. Dude, anybody who saw that thumbnail definitely thought, oh, this motherfucker might be cool. Dude, that thumbnail is fire. The thumbnail is fire. There's lots of cool people in the Discord. Again, if you're in this stream right now and you're not in our Discord, you are doing yourself a massive disservice. You need to join the Discord, guys. It's linked below. I love that though. I smell coolness. Fucking with it. I'm fucking with it. Everyone was gassing me up at work tonight. I was like, tonight's my night. I don't know what's going on. If the moon's there's a full moon out or what. It feels like it's Scorpio season. Dr. Rocket, what do you think is actually going on with reverse hollows? It can't be real, right? Right? I think people are being really fucking stupid and misled. The pops are low because no one ever graded them. It's not just that they're raw, but nobody wanted to grade these. People are going to start grading them now that the money's following, and then the money is going to come back down because people are going to know this is something you want to grade. I genuinely think that. I don't think a lot of reverse holo prices are here to stay. I think they're going to simmer down a little bit. I think the main low pop vintage grail cards are going to keep going up. And I feel like those cards are deserve to keep rising, but I don't know. The reverse cards were supposed to be a little plus that you got in the pack. It wasn't supposed to be like this. We're treating reverse holos like they're like these reverse stamps, not just reverse holos, because depending on the Pokemon, right? If it's a crazy good Pokemon, like a Rayquaza reverse holo or a Charizard reverse holo or Lugia reverse stamp holo, right? Cards like that fucking go hard, right? Gengar stamp reverse holo, right? Shit like that, I get it. It goes hard. But when we're talking about shit like Breloom reverse holo, or it was posted in our Discord recently, the Magby, the Magpie, the baby pre-evolution of like Magmar, like that, and I like Magby a lot. Like I'm definitely a sucker for Magby. I think it's sick, and I think that reverse from Team Rocket Returns is sick. But definitely, I think overpriced. I think a lot of stuff is overpriced, and that's bound to come back down. But just in general, so many cards in the 5 to 10K range, and we've just normalized that shit. Like now, it's just like 5K. I'll swing it. I'll make it work somehow. And I'm curious. Like, are so many people over leveraged that it's about to be a really chill next couple of months? Or are things going to keep heating up because people are being egged on by these prices? People are willing to take even more risk and overextend themselves. People are probably willing to take on fucking huge business loans jumping into Pokemon right now because I don't know how anybody's doing it. I have a really good job. I put everything on credit. I have a really fucking good job. I have a high income. I have multiple income streams. That's how I'm doing it, and I'm struggling to do it. How the fuck is everybody else buying these cards? Like, I imagine it's high, very, very high income net worth individuals that are like young professionals, but maybe mid 30s to late 30s that are earning more than they've ever earned in their entire life. And they can just keep on spending. The spending doesn't stop. Make it clap right now for a sub. Make it clap right now for a sub. That's great. I would twerk for you. I would twerk for you. I'll do anything for a sub right now, as long as it doesn't mean giveaways and begging people. Or no, I'll beg. As long as it doesn't mean giveaways or really, really cringy thumbnails. I don't want to sell my soul to do well on YouTube. I want you guys to fucking want me to do well on YouTube, and I want you to enjoy being a part of these streams and talking about this shit, because I enjoy it. That's why we're all here, right? But like everybody in here, everybody that comes out to the streams, like it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a team that people are rooting for in a way. And I'm like, I can't let my boys down. Like, I cannot fucking let the team down. Can't let the gang, the squad, I cannot let you guys down. I've been fucking around for too long on YouTube, and it's time to go hard. We got to go hard this year. That's why we're doing more streams every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. If you guys did not know, we're doing streams 3 times a week now. We're not messing around. I'm still going to try to do videos every day, but we're doing a lot of streams now. GNAT thumbnail is insane, LL. But to be honest, something I liked about your channel is you don't use AI everywhere like all the others on here. Not into that. Would prefer silly old school Photoshop over that. Now, what I will say is for the streams, I just think a funny thumbnail is the way to go. For the streams, they don't matter. They're super easy. There's no effort put into this at all. It shouldn't be taken seriously. But for my main videos, I think it's probably best I stick with getting better at trying to edit good thumbnails that aren't like cringe, but catch your eye a little bit, right? I don't want to be cheating, right? But I also don't want to be not putting in any effort at all. So I'm trying to find a good balance somewhere right in between, you know, to maximize my performance on YouTube. Billy, any Eevee Grail evolutions you would like to get? I love Jungle Vaporeon, but it's 20k or so, and a first edition PSA 10. Any Grail evolutions you would love to get? So honestly, I've got my gold stars, so we're done with the gold stars. And aside from that, I have a Skyridge Flareon and a PSA 7, and that's it. I have all the modern evolutions from Evolving Skies. So I fuck with the evolutions, but I fuck with Charizard, Rayquaza, like other dope Pokemon, Gengar. I fuck with those Pokemon way, way, way more. The gym cards. I fuck with so much stuff way more than I fuck with evolutions. But what I will say is one evolution in particular that everybody loves, the Umbreon. The Umbreon, to me, is special because, as you guys see, I wear all black all the time. Like, this is not just YouTube. This is what I wear to work. This is what I wear in life. And we got the chains out tonight, but, like, do you see the parallels here with, like, the way I dress, the gold and the black with Umbreon? Umbreon has those gold accents and the black silhouette. Like, Umbreon is by far the best evolution. No cap. Hands down. Don't at me. Umbreon is the best, okay? I'm sorry. Is the best. I have not gone after any of my Umbreon Grails. Like, my Gold Star Umbreon, great. But that wasn't one of the Grails that I badly wanted. That card was a checklist card. I literally paid 20 grand to cross a card off my checklist. That's how gangster I am when it comes to collecting cards. But also, that's how much of a fucking idiot I am for spending that much money on a non-holo Umbreon. But that's over now. It's done. We've got the Gold Star Umbreon. It's done. What's next? I would say Neo Discovery Umbreon, literally any grade. Fucking PSA 10, PSA 9, PSA 8, PSA 7. First edition Neo Discovery Umbreon. We were talking about in the Discord. The Neo Discovery non-holo Umbreon is also incredible, right? We see a parallel with this kind of artwork where the non-holo is fire. We see this with the Gym Challenge or Gym Heroes Sabrina's Gengar non-holo, right? The non-holos are starting to get a lot of traction, and like the Sabrina Gengar non-holo and the Neo Discovery Umbreon non-holo are two non-holos that I would love to have in PSA 10. Another gym non-holo that I have, it's right here. So I'll just not fuck shit up. But y'all see this Misty's Tears right here? Bro, first ed, PSA 10 non-holo. Again, gas. Absolute gas. Cards like that are starting to get more recognition, and I think they're going to be the move for some people that just like get burnt out from all these vintage holos that are way, way overpriced. But yeah, so Umbreon Neo Discovery, Umbreon Aquapolis, Umbreon Skyridge. But most of all, I should go for the Umbreon Aquapolis first. The Umbreon Aquapolis, I think, is the best Umbreon of all time. He's up on the rooftop. I can't remember if it's like a terracotta rooftop. It looks like it's in fucking like Italy or France or just fucking some dope European city. It's badass. On top of that, I feel like there's like a clock tower in the distance. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I have wanted the Aquapolis Umbreon for such a long time. But I wanted to make sure that I had the Aquapolis Lugia and like the Nidoking and some other Aquapolis crystals before I went after that card. But Aquapolis just as a whole is an amazing set. The Aquapolis Tyranitar, I would love that in a PSA 10. But Aquapolis Umbreon, hands down, GOAT. Rocco, got a really random XY blister, Black Curium for 700, pop 7. Super random, but seems cheap in comparison to crazy prices right now. Just be careful with products like that. Be careful, right? You don't want to overspend and then miss a chance on a card that you have not had the chance to get in a while. Which is why I'm kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't buy another Typhlosion because it's like, dude, you know this Typhlosion has a flaw. You don't know it's gonna max you out on your credit again. You don't know if you'll be able to flip it quickly. But 4,400 would be my buy-in. He would overnight it tomorrow. And the last sold was 5,100. Now, granted, if I sold it for 5,100, which was the last sold, I would literally be breaking even after fees. So that is not the move. But I think with all these crazy prices and with the Lugia being very similar pop to the Typhlosion, actually, I think the Lugia is a lot higher pop than the Typhlosion. But the Typhlosion is fucking rare. Only one or two of them pop up every month or couple months. It's rare. I feel like that's a 10K card, especially with all these other prices. And it's brand new, sir. It's 147 mil. I'm having a hard time making this decision tonight. And guys, I need you to fucking chime in. Like, I feel like I should fucking go for it, but there's so much other shit I have going on right now. And there's so many other cards I want, like the Blaine's Arcanine. And like, if I don't buy the Typhlosion or the Blaine's Arcanine, I could just save that money towards maybe another Grail like the Aquapolis Umbreon. So and I still need Shining Magikarp, Shining Gyarados, Shining Noctowl, Shining Steelix, Shining Kabutops. I need those to finish the Shining still. So much, bro. Hey, so I have a friend who summoned a ghost, and he's a long-term relationship with ghost babies. Full moon means you need to get the Umbreon Grail, dude, right? Looking to pick up some LC reverse holos right now. Nice. Just know they're going to go to the moon soon and want to beat the boat. With the big Zard sale, I think I need to start buying some more. Bro, I would love to get a PSA 9 Legendary Collection Zard. And maybe I should focus on that instead. I know it's really overpriced right now, but I could see the PSA 9 rising a lot more considering the 10 is now 70K. PSA 9 for 10K seems like, unfortunately, relative to the 10 sale, PSA 9 is a fucking deal at 10K. Unfortunately, it is a deal at 10K. And you get a modern cert one that's fucking clean. Bro, that's going to look just as good or better than an old cert 10. In some cases, right? In most cases. So, dude, the reverse Legendary Collection Zard would be such a big win for me because I have so many good Zards, but I really fucking want that one. I need that one. Honestly, bro, I need to just sell all my PSA 7s and 8s and all my, like, random shit. I need to just sell it. I need to sell it. I don't know. It's so hard for me to let go. It's so hard for me to let go. Cashmere, that thumbnail. I know. The thumbnail was ridiculous. And yet still, we had more people come out for this stream than I've ever seen in a short period of time. We were like 5 minutes in and there were 50 people in the stream, like instantly. People fucking love Doctor's thumbnails. Dude, he's the doctor. He's the fucking doctor, bro. Orion pooping on us. What the fuck? Oh my, heating up. Orion, do you agree Cradilly is sick? Oh, I'm gonna break your heart. I'm gonna break your heart on the Cradilly. So I don't like Cradilly. I don't know if I'll ever like Cradilly. I'm just not a fan of Cradilly. But what I will say is the reverse stamps are popping off. So you got that going for you. If you like Cradilly, if you like it, fuck what anybody else thinks. Fuck what anybody else thinks. It's your life. It's your money. If you like the card, Doesn't fucking matter what anybody else thinks. And a lot of times, the people that are brave and that are bold and they go after what they like in this hobby, they fucking win. They win. And some people lose big. They go after stupid shit and they lose big. But it happens. It happens. You can't have it all. But most of the time, when you make your own lane and you collect what you like, it works out big time. Yo, doctor. So this is kind of funny. So this guy, one of our regulars that I sold one of my cheap binders that I got out of a collection recently, he's like talking about like he wants to start buying his first like nice holos, and he's looking at Fossil and buying all the Fossil holos in PSA 9, and I was like, bro, you should look at Japanese. The value, the holo's better, the value's good, and like you're just starting out. I'm telling you right now, Japanese is way better value. And bro, his response was, well, I'm doing this for the nostalgia. I'm not doing it for value or investing, and I can't read Japanese. Dude, we as Americans are so fucking ignorant to Japanese. It's fucking wild. And it's like, how can we call ourselves collectors in Pokemon if we're not doing anything Japanese? Japanese is the origin. It's what it's all about. It's where it all came from. So I urge you guys that are watching this to take Japanese seriously. It is not something to roll your eyes at. It is something to be like, damn, I can actually get good value in this hobby still. It's in Japanese. And I'm going to start collecting Japanese. I already have some Japanese pieces. If I don't have to sell them, I'm not going to. One of my favorites recently is the Level X Pikachu from Advent of Arceus. Bro, that shit is straight fi. All right. And I just died a little bit inside because I just said that and it was so cringe. James, I spent my whole tax return on that shit. Dude, that's right. That's right, James. Spend your whole fucking tax return on that shit. Fuck the haters. I gotta start saying that shit more often. Fuck the haters. They ain't pokey gangsters. They ain't about it. They ain't about that life. They ain't about that life, all right? If you don't have a Gyarados tattoo or a Rayquaza tattoo or a Squirtle tattoo, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You're fucking up. Everybody needs a Pokemon tattoo. Honestly, I should get a gnarly Pokemon tattoo. It's been a long time coming. I have one tattoo, and honestly, a Pokemon tattoo would be pretty fitting at this point. And honestly, like Rayquaza, if I had a Rayquaza like flying around my arm like a snake sleeve, like somebody else getting a snake sleeve tattoo, like no one would even know what Rayquaza is. The ones that do know would be real ones, but most people would just be like, dude, that's a sick dragon on your arm. So it's very tempting, guys. That would be a big YOLO moment. That would for sure be a big YOLO moment. Togepi Orion perfectly describing my income and spending habits. Rocco, I think I'm going to stay in my lane and pursue a Grail if it makes to me. FOMO is getting me and I don't want to do something stupid. Dude, we're all doing stupid shit. Don't you guys lie to yourselves. We're all doing stupid shit. But I love that. I love that part of the hobby. The degenerate, like, less planned and coordinated and financially minded part of the hobby. I like that part of the hobby. I like that about it. I like that we just do impulsive shit. We collect what we like and we're just in the mix. We're in the moment. That's when I do my best. Split Earth, how we doing, boss man? KJ, how we doing, legend? Ah, shit, speaking of giveaways, Oyama pulled a white Reshi at the end of his first claim sale. Nice. Hypothermia. That dude is fucking killing it, bro. That dude's killing it. Hypothermia, I wish I could kill it like that. Hypothermia, but also I don't think he has a wife and kids. I might be wrong, but I don't think he has a wife and kids. And honestly, like, I'm not making excuses, but it's really hard to be like hardcore into anything, hobby, business, whatever, when you've got that other stuff going on, right? It's hard to fully commit to it. But Oyama definitely, his videos are super high quality. He does such a good job. Like, don't hate the player, hate the game, bro. Bro's killing the game. But I'm guilty of oftentimes comparing myself to much bigger creators that I have no place comparing myself to because I'm putting in minimal effort and going after organic growth. I'm not looking to pump my shit up and artificially inflate my channel. I want it to be built from the ground up from day one, from people who are genuinely there for me. And in the long run, I feel like that's way more sustainable. Hypothermia, Orion, can you cash me out on some Funko Pops? They've been in my house for over a year, and I can't stand them. Bro, I've had so many, by so many, I mean like a total of 3 people ask me lately if I wanted to buy their Pops collection. Not happening. Can't do it. Brandon, don't forget about, but I would like a couple Pokemon Pops. That would be neat just to have on the shelf, but there's like no room on the shelf for anything. Brandon, don't forget about the people exiting the crypto downturn for safer assets. Bitcoin should be bearish for 52 weeks from this past October. That is a good point. Money does ebb and flow, and right now it's flowing from the crypto. Togepi, that's what I told myself before I snapped up Koro Mew and a red set Articuno and a Game Boy Lugia and a Fusion Strike case. Ooh, baby. Shopaholic. Shay, I'm gathering oddball items like WotC theme decks. Let's go for Shay. Let's go for Shay. WotC theme decks. Let's go for Shay. Yo, shout out to my boy, girl Shay. I'm actually not sure there, but either way, yo, shouts out to you, fam. We fucking killing it out here with the theme decks. We fucking killing it. Theme decks were my shit when I first got back into the hobby, so I fuck with the oddball items. I fuck with it. Sealed top deck magazines. Ooh, top deck magazines with the boosters. Intact items with the Black Star promos. Ooh, I like it. Heavy WotC packs. I like it. I like it. But what I will tell you right now, if you ever, God forbid, if you ever get into the slabs, you're going to wish you didn't buy that stuff. That's all I'm saying. If you don't think you're going to get heavy into like collecting Grail cards, then keep collecting what you like because like I got so much enjoyment out of collecting that stuff. But then I got into slabs and it just like really got in my head about stuff and like trying to keep up with other collectors that have way crazier collections than me. KJ, Umbreon Chinese boy acquired today. Noise. Chinese boy for the win. Your boy Roy, and I'd still Haktua it. What? Glaceon is the best because he has a funny hat. I fuck with Glaceon a lot, actually. It's so funny, dude. When I first got back into the hobby, I was like, dude, fuck Sylveon and Glaceon. These Pokemon are weird as shit. Now I fuck with Glaceon heavy. Glaceon was really kind to me when I graded the Evolving Skies Glaceon VMAX. I got 10s on both those. Ryan, do you have a wife? Why you gotta take my girl, Cynthia? Bro, it's not your girl. It's Dragon Clasher's girl. My boy Dragon Clasher gets the Cynthia clout because he has like the most insane Cynthia collection. Who's Uriel? Yo, shout out to my boy Uriel, who is an OG sub. OG sub in the house. Can we get a live reaction to Pokemon Presents tomorrow or maybe a video on your thoughts afterwards? Yo, so we are going to have... So honestly, I might do another stream tomorrow. We might do a stream tomorrow night as well. Like basically, if I can get off of work soon enough, probably not, but either way, we get home, we start the video. It'll be Friday morning, basically. We might be the only ones with a stream. Well, probably not the only ones, but that's going to be fucking badass. We're going to have Pokemon Day stream. Work on goals. Don't lose focus for other cards. I know it's so fucking hard though, because while you're losing focus and you're buying other stuff that you think is just a good deal, you're just buying it because it's a deal. You're also cornering the market in a way, and that's how a lot of these these ballers, these shot callers are making money. They're cornering the markets. So if I buy the first edition Typhlosion, first off, I will have the newest cert Typhlosion listed on eBay. Even though it's funny, my 4 cert is still nicer than the 147 cert that I just looked at. The guy that's selling it to me, so maybe, is like, dude, I have no idea what I'm fucking looking for here. You said it. There's an indent, and I sent him photos of where it's gonna be, and he sent me a video, and he's like, I think this is what you're talking about, and he found it like instantly. Guys, if you ever buy Neo cards, right? Neo era cards, right? Neo Genesis, Typhlosion, or Lugia, right? But I'm sure I don't know about the other Neo era cards, but I bet this is a flaw that the other Neo era cards look out for those indentions. Look out for them. Look out for roller lines. Look out for indentions. It's fucking wild that I have to even say that, but Neo gets a lot of shit for quality control. Diana popped in here just to say, come to bed. Diana's jealous of Cynthia right now. Let's see. Dag the Reaper, are 2016 remake cards worth anything really? So we were just talking about this at the bar. My buddy who's getting into collecting again, he pointed out, he was like, so I want to get Fossil Zapdos, but I found this Zapdos from XY Evolutions, and it's only, I think it was like $45 in a PSA 9. And like, honestly, it's still a main holo from Evolutions. It's still a good card. It's still a nice reprint. I'm like, that's great value. You want English and you want something that's even cheaper than the Fossil originals? Go for that. But I would not recommend it. XY did not get a lot of love. That's not to say that there aren't good cards in XY, but XY Evolutions and all the reprint doesn't get a lot of love. But they are worth something, and they could be good long-term plays. Billy's saying to get the Blaine's Arcanine. I know there's a Blaine's Arcanine, and it's clean. It's $4,500. It's a set list price. There's no offer on it. And there's a new cert copy that's $5K. But I've had such good luck with older certs, and then I know they haven't been altered. Dude, the fucking, I'm sorry, but the altering clowns made a video on Instagram, and they included none other than the great Pawn Stars Chum Lee himself. And he was on there, and he was like, so I think if you're, cutting the edges of a card, and you're like actually doing something like that, like that's fucking shady. But if you're not at least wiping the card down before you send it to PSA, you're wasting your money. And I just thought, this is such a bullshit collab, and it just makes me feel like Chum Lee is sending all of his cards to these guys to polish and clean them for him. Because I'm like, why would he collab with these two guys that are card altering? And like, I'm sorry, I'm never going to change my stance on it. I don't fuck with altering cards. I don't think it's right. I don't think people should do it. It's cheating the system. It's bad fucking karma. And we're not talking about fucking wiping dirt off the card with a fucking microfiber. We're talking about fucking polishing it. We're talking about changing the actual holo and its surface. It's fucking bullshit, and it makes me so angry. And it's probably one of the most angering, passionate, frustrating things that you will ever hear from me in this hobby. It's like, there's so many other things to be pissed off about. And PSA is, they're fucking assholes in themselves. We got plenty of other things to complain about, right? But I just think it's so fucking lame. You know what gets me fucking excited? This guy that I bought a bunch of First Ed Gym Heroes Gym Challenge PSA 9 first editions from. I want to make a video on this. I'll probably make a video on it tomorrow, but because I think I want to give people my perspective. This guy that I'm buying these cards off of, they came from his personal binder. He has been a Pokemon League organizer since 2000s. He has it all. This guy's liquidating everything so that he can, move or make a large down payment on their house or whatever. But you know what I like? I like buying cards from someone who is the original owner, that they were pack fresh and then they were put into a binder. And then 20 years later, they did the service of grading all of it. They didn't wipe these cards down. They didn't alter them. They didn't have to. They wouldn't need to risk it. Like, they don't need to risk doing something stupid like that. They just send it in. And even if they have some surface scratches, even if they have, a little bit of, chalky edges, right? Because now they're lasering edges too, right? They're doing everything now. They're not pressing the corners out, which I will say, if you take your finger and you just run it along the edge of a corner that has a little frayed piece of card on it, that's perfectly okay. I believe that's perfectly okay. I also believe wiping the back and wiping the front with a very, very lightly damp, water-only microfiber, I think that's okay. And even that is a little bit weird just because that paper really came out of the factory. It's a paper product. You're not supposed to put moisture on it. Even if the moisture wicks back off of the card or you wipe it dry after, you're not supposed to put moisture on the card. So, someone left a comment in my video. They're like, bro, if I get my card and it has a big booger on it, I'm sorry. I'm wiping that thing off, cleaning it, and polishing it. I don't like if somebody did that before I got the card, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, but you can have fun sending your booger covered cards to PSA. And my response was this: I don't know where you're getting your fucking cards from if they have boogers on them. But you have another problem. You have another problem if that's your issue. Um, oh, fuck. Professor Fletcher, what's good? Diana, yes, sell everything. Dr. Rocky, yes, Japanese is the way. Makes the card more mysterious. Maximus Hector, dude wants a Japanese GF so bad. That's so great. That's so great. It's not like I have 2 kids and a wife, but yeah, I want a Japanese. I want a Japanese girlfriend. I want a Japanese girlfriend. I want to live in Japan. I want to eat sushi every single day. I want to eat raw fish every single day. I want to drink whiskey highballs every single day and have a high rise in Tokyo and a sick Pokemon collection. And yeah, bro, Japan's the shit. That's big on my bucket list, though. I want to go to Japan so bad. Dr. Rocky, for all I know, the card could be Japanese propaganda, and I like that risk. I can't read Japanese. I can't read Japanese. I'm English. Americans, we're such ignorant motherfuckers. We're so fucking ignorant. It's great. Fletcher, which one would you pick? First Ed, PSA 9? God damn it, I hate how my body just starts to shut down, bro. 1 o'clock, my body is shutting down hard. And I work late nights, so it's kind of weird that I can't hang. But, okay, which one would you pick? First Ed, PSA 9, or Unlimited PSA 10? First Ed 9, bro. 1, it's still going to be way cheaper than Unlimited 10. And 2, you're never going to have that first edition stamp. And as stupid as it sounds, that stamp just does something. It's official. Skip Ray, but also, respect whatever you do, guys. Collect what's best for you. Only you guys know your budget. Only you know what you're collecting. It doesn't fucking matter what I'm doing or what anybody else is doing. Just collect what you like. Bro, since you white, I gotta ask you this. Are you guys still buying? What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't even know. Am I buying Pokemon? Rotten Steam, why are you wearing the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses? The fuck, bro? Because I'm a trendsetter. Jeffrey Dahmer fucking killed people and ate them or whatever he did. I don't fucking know what he did. I'm not a Jeffrey Dahmer enthusiast. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm fucking trying to right his wrongs, okay? Just because Jeffrey Dahmer had decent style does not mean that he should be condemned for his style, right? That made no fucking sense. Man had good glass style, okay? And also the glasses that Jeffrey Dahmer had, I think were like actually like full on aviators. These are more like Mafia Don glasses. I don't consider these the same Dahmer aviator style, but they're close. They're very close. Um but yeah, they're more of like a mafioso look. I don't know. I watched a lot of crime and drug movies growing up, thinking that I was some little badass, and yeah, it got in my head a little bit there, guys. And then I got into fucking Pokemon, and now I'm a Poke Gangster. Um, I won't take it personally. It's okay. Fox McCloud, hey bro, these thumbnails lately. so so my last video, we tested the AI thumbnail and it did not outperform the regular thumbnail, but it performed very well still. What I think is so good about this thumbnail is that it's so ridiculously ridiculous and goofy and just silly and just like what the fuck? And like even the money is like fake looking money in the thumbnail. It's very obvious that it's like just bullshit, but I think that that's funny. That adds a flair of like fantasy and goofiness to the stream and the personality and character of the channel. So I'm thankful for Doctor taking time out of his day, energy, time, electricity, and using up his freebies on the AI app thing he used. Also, I think it's cool that part of our community created this. And Doctor may be the only one who creates these thumbnails unless somebody steps up to the plate and has better ones. But so far, he's my number one thumbnail guru. Orion, you're an inspiration to a lot of us in your community. W stream, W videos, yo, fucking. Means so much to me. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. You could role play. You could be Cynthia, and Diana can be Card Shop. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Would you put on some fins? I'm dead wrong. I'm dead wrong for that. I'm dead wrong. Fern, nah, it's fine. Chill out. Dr. Rock. BK, you should rip that Neo box behind you. G, do it for the memes. No, so the Neo box, but these are all. That's the other thing. I'm not worried about getting robbed because my stash. All this is just display stuff. None of these shits are sealed. None of these shits are sealed. I bet like half the people don't even know that, and they're like, "This guy's such a fucking flexer. Look at all these fucking vintage boxes. Must be nice, asshole." No, these are actually all opened. And the only sealed product I had, I opened. Because I'm a fucking G. I'm a degenerate. That was some dumb shit. I should have sold those base set packs and I should have bought a fucking Grail card. So that's so okay. So my next video, I'm gonna talk about like my version of the perfect pickups. Like somebody who's been an OG collector and getting cards from their collection straight from binder to grading. And then I'm also gonna talk about my ideal buying situation. And then I'm also going to talk about my biggest mistakes in the hobby. That's such a good one to do update videos on. People love to hear about your failures. Arguably they want to hear about your failure more than they want to hear about your success. Nobody gives a fuck that you're successful, but tell them something you fucked up on and they can actually learn from that. So we're going to talk about a binder that I passed up that haunts me in my dreams every day. And we're going to talk about stuff that I've opened, and if you took that value and you at the time put that into Grail cards, the stuff that I could have had with that money. So that'll be a fun video to drop tomorrow if I can get around to it. Once you touch the card, it's not a 10. Open some vintage. Open some vintage. You won't. No, I can't. I can't. I don't have any vintage. It's all of it's open. Ponky, Japan is nice. Sushi every day is nice. Dude, sushi every day is fuego, bro. There's some days I have 3 boxes of rolls. Like I'll go to Food Lion on their half off Wednesday and just fucking crush it. $5 a box for sushi, even cheap sushi. I don't give a fuck. Like It's fucking rice and raw fish is my shit, bro. It's my shit. I live off that shit. Steve Keen, I have a Blue Sky Stream Rayquaza out at PSA right now. Nice. Love to hear it. Like video or your names in the files. Oh my gosh. Dude, seriously, 32 people in here? Come on. Come on. If y'all have any love for me at all, hit the like button. It literally does nothing. I don't think it does anything for me, honestly. It's not like it actually helps the algos. I think what helps the algos is just shit like the thumbnail. Honestly, like people will click on that shit. They'll be like, "What the fuck is Orion up to now?" And they'll click on that shit, and then they'll watch the stream and they'll see that like it's a joke, and we're gonna start doing these thumbnails, and that's something that the other creators were really good at in the beginning, right? Like Pokevault is a fucking genius. His thumbnails is always something different, like he's a part of a movie or something. Like his thumbnails are incredible. I respect the shit out of like his whole career path, his whole trajectory on YouTube. Like absolutely crushed it. Cool Trainer Ryan absolutely crushes it. The goats, and I would say Pokerev, but like, come on, you don't need to say Pokerev. It is known. It is known. Um, yeah, respect the hell out of them for just like that's the dream. Like that's why I started. That's why a lot of fucking all of us clowns start doing YouTube because we want to emulate that. We want to be the next, Pokerev, so to speak. But I don't think anybody can catch up to Pokerev at this point. He is like he's the goat. He's the goat. I don't think anybody's ever gonna surpass him, honestly. It'd be interesting to see if anybody does. And that's also got to be fucking stressful, like having to wear the crown 24/7, all of the DMs and messages, and dude, like, you see the bags under Pokérev's eyes, bro. I lose sleep just from our little Discord and me like scrolling on YouTube. I can't imagine what it's like to be at that level, and like so many people, probably fans reaching out, subscribers, like. You're not connected to anybody because you're too big. That's what's fucking cool about my channel is like I keep it real. I actually connect with my community and I'm actually like kind of becoming close with the people that are in the Discord. So I feel like I'm doing it the right way, the real way. Yeah. Um Believe me, there's no one that wants me to open more than Austin here. So, we got to do an opening soon though. I definitely owe you guys a phenomenal opening. Um, would be great to get the ad revenue up so it would just be free. Steve Keen, shit. Skipper, I saw a video where a dude humidified and flattened a card that had a blowout on an outer edge and basically made damage invisible. Hmm. I mean, there's definitely like there's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of gray area, right? If you're adding moisture, taking moisture away, flattening out, I mean, it's just not good. It's not good. And I personally believe something like that, the damage would come back. I personally believe that it's really hard to permanently fix these cards. I've seen those videos too. Like, we all see it. We see it in our Instagrams. We see people fixing these cards, and like, doesn't it kind of make you like jealous, right? Like, I think that's why it makes me angry because I'm like jealous that someone can do that and potentially get a much better return, on their investment in this hobby, right? So part of it is that, but the other part of it is very real of like trying to spread awareness because for people that are just buying these cards, someone is going to buy that card that's been fixed. And maybe it's fixed forever and it's good. But if it isn't, and the off chance that it isn't, that person's just getting fucking shit. They're buying shit for a lot of money. Orion Dahmersires is his actual name. Killing me. I'm done. Split Earth. I just saw the thumbnail. You should use the gravy thumbnail, dude. Dude, if I use the gravy thumbnail, I'm pretty sure I would permanently be the laughing stock of this community. And honestly, I could be for all I know already. Who knows? Uh, Yu-Gi-Oh is fire and arguably better than Pokemon. I'm not going to disagree. Dio's cards, Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. I misheard that as Cynthia and Cockchamp. What? What is a Cockchamp? What is a Cockchamp? I would like to know. All right, hypothermia. Orion, if you got a 300K offer for all your PSA 9 gold stars, would you take? Oh shit, dude. That shit took so long to pick that set up. Nah. They can kick rocks. Nah. Nah. You're not buying all of my effort and time and energy and research. You're not buying that out from under me. Go buy somebody else's set. No. Throw out a even more ridiculous number. 500K. No. A million. No. Okay, maybe for a million. Maybe for a million I might have to reconsider my priorities in life for $1 million. Because for actually 100%, I would just try and redo the set all over again for $1 million. Because with $1 million, it could be done. And I could even do it in like PSA 8 or PSA 7 and just be like, fuck it. I'm going to get the gold stars. I'm going to get them in lower grades and just be rich the rest of my life. But yeah, I would say like a couple 100,000 just it's not worth it for me. But everybody has a price, and especially if you think you can complete the set again, that would be a big one. But the main thing would be like Rayquaza is like Rayquaza is crazy expensive by itself and so hard to find. Like a clean PSA 9 that's not really expensive, like it wouldn't be that I wouldn't want to take the money, but it would be more about like I'm happy with my exact copies, and I don't know if I would be happy with somebody else's graded copies or stuff that I'd find in the future. But I would say 500K or less, not a chance. Not even remotely interested. Not a chance. It would have to be $6, $7, $800,000 for me to even like want to consider it. Just because I know that I could go back after looking for gold stars and I would have fun doing it because I would be financially well off to be able to do that. Dio's cards. You are sucks. Yu-Gi-Oh is king. Is he gay? It's still just saying Yu-Gi-Oh stings. Sushi sounds so good. Turtle, one day we will be united as one, and we will be gay together, and we will sit and eat sushi together and just fucking ball out on sushi, and it'll be glorious. One day. I want that for us. Dio's cards. I like Dragon Balls. Jaja Colleen, happy birthday to my aunt Tess T. Coles. You got me. You got me. Congratulations. You are the lucky person that comes into the stream and just tries to throw me off my game. I hope it makes you feel just a little bit better about your own life. Bro, Pokemon is secondhand to you. Dude, here we go. Okie Tech shit stream. Shit stream. Wow, dude, that one really hurts. That one really hurts. And you guys, you hear that? It's a shit stream. All 40 of y'all better dip out of here ASAP. Cause it's a shit stream. Yo, guess what? Your name is a shit name. Okie Tech? The fuck does that even mean? The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Shit stream ass. You got a stream of shit all over your ass. You got a stream of shit all over your ass. Let's see. Boom. Now you are hidden. You're hidden from my channel. Now you will be irrelevant forever. All right. Coming to my stream. Your shit stream. You got to stream of shit. Naruto is Dragon Ball's kid cousin. Exodia versus Pikachu. Oh, and I've been saying Pikachu right this whole time. The Peek at You files. Y'all, I love y'all are just gonna have to agree to disagree. 22 literally just bought the Rayquaza. Nice. Brandon, Ryan, any plans to go to this year's Coastal Carolina Con, April 4th to 5th? That would be sick. I would love to go if I didn't have so much stuff going on here. And that's why I try to always do the streams and always follow through, even if I'm tired as shit, right? I get off work late. Like, who else? Is there anybody else in this hobby with that kind of dedication? I mean, nobody else really works as late as I do, but anybody else that has a late work life that starts streams in the middle of the night, like, so I really try and like be present here because I can't be anywhere else. When my kids get a little bit bigger, I'll start probably traveling to shows, and they'll probably want to go too. My daughter is like big time into Pokemon, all on her own, right? I bought my kids a couple plushies. That's it. They have a lot of toys. They could play with any of their other toys. Pokemon, just these plushies, man, they just do something. The kids love them. So I think my kids are probably going to help me vend, and then I can be like, hey, Aspen, tell him we're only buying if it's at 60%. I can't wait. Or when someone offers, I can tell Aspen to tell them, your offer's too cheap. Dude, my daughter, dude, she's so sassy. Dude, she could be a great vending guru. Like, she could crush it with me. And so could Diana. Diana secretly, like, I feel like my wife secretly wants to start vending at shows with me, but she won't admit it. We would get to travel. We would go out and get good food. Like, dude, I should be vending. I should be going to shows. I don't know why I'm not. It would help me liquidate stuff so much faster, make trades, buying glitch, right? Cheat code, right? I'm buying everything at 60%. I just have to make sure I don't get robbed and nobody pistol whips me after the show, and I'm good. Turtle, you should get duplicates, then sell for $1 million. Ruben, why you so rich? I'm not rich. I'm rich in cardboard and spirit. Pokemon's birthday gonna be fun. Lotus, dude, hell yeah. Ruben, shitty name. Right? Like, most people's names, I can kind of like figure there's something in their name that is about their personality or just something they enjoy in life. And then there's just like super random names, and I'm like, dude, you must have no brain cells because whatever name you came up with that's not even a real name. Some of y'all in this chat being disrespectful are broke as fuck. On God, dude, I appreciate that, dude. I'm finally gonna be at a point where my chat is gonna be like, nah, don't disrespect our boy like that. Don't disrespect our boy. Raw Togepi, Mirage, Forest, Gengar. How you feeling about him? I think he's looking thick. Bro, I don't know exactly what Gengar you're talking about. So you got to be a little bit specific. Because I'm literally just going to be like, you talking about the Gengar Chew? Are you talking about, because they're in a forest, there's Pikachu, there's trees. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And I really like that card. Like, that Chinese exclusive. Both, like, what the fuck, man? Like, China gets fucking 2 fucking amazing Gengar cards. We don't get shit. We get fucking, and I mean, the Mega Gengar SIR is amazing from Ascended. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's incredible. So they gave us that, but like, damn, dude, I really fucking want an English illustration. Lotus, you always crush it, Ryan. Love your content. Been following you for a couple years now. Yo, I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Hypothermia, Orion, would you rather meet George Washington or Abe Lincoln? Abe Lincoln, any fucking day. Dude was wise beyond his years. Dude was selfless. Dude had changed the course of history forever, changed slavery. No offense, George Washington, cool guy, but I know way more interesting facts just because Abe Lincoln was an interesting motherfucker than George Washington. So I think he's much more of a prolific president. Abe Lincoln was a vampire hunter, bro, and the way he went out, just it's so angering, bro. The way he went out is fucking so disturbing, so fucked up, so like fucking cowardly. Just fucking shot him in the back of the head, right? Like at a show. Like do that shit in a dark alley. Take it outside, right? Fucking challenge his ass to a fucking duel. Do something other than just fucking shooting the guy in the back of the head while they're fucking watching, right? Because that's what it was, right? I wasn't great at history, but I took AP US history, and I'm pretty sure Abe Lincoln was killed while they were at like a fucking matinee type shit. They're at some kind of show. Shot him in the back of the head. Pretty sure. Like, it had to be point blank because the fucking muskets are trash. Anime, ooh, how we doing? We got the anime people popping in from the thumbnail. I see so many husband and wife duo vendors at shows, bro, and it's like that's the dream. That's the dream. And it's like I also want to show Diana like you could hustle this too. Like and like I kind of want Diana to collect, but I also like Orion, it doesn't need to be that. It's kind of nice that you have a traditional wife, traditional woman, no interest in any of this nerd shit. That's okay too. Like I've got it made, right? Because then you're collecting at shows and it's like it's our card, right? But it's like like I am very territorial about my shit in my life. I don't care what anybody else thinks. Everybody has their own thing. Everybody has what they do, but I've worked very hard for what I have in my life and I am not sharing it with anybody. Right? That shit either goes to my kids or it gets sold and it goes back into something else, right? But the only thing I think would be awkward would be like if you and your wife both wanted the same card and it's like, well, like it's yours, but it's ours, It's like and that would be a good way to like be super financially efficient in the hobby is if you just share a collection and you just split everything down the middle, that'd be fire. But like then it'd be kind of weird because it's not really yours. And then if you want to sell it, it's like, can we sell this together? Like, are you okay if we get rid of this card? Like, that would be weird to ask permission to sell a card. That'd be kind of weird. But it would be fun to share that with her. So I don't know. I think Diana could definitely get into collecting and buying and selling. I think she would honestly get addicted to it if she was in it the way that I'm in it. But also, I have way more expendable income. Weed and Pokemon, that is a combination. You said it. We might all be thinking it, but you said it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say shit. Shadowless, you look like Bang Chan from Stray Kids. Y'all fucking take it. I'll take it. I said Shadowless. Shadow Stay. Shadow the Stay. Anime, great toys. I appreciate you. I fuck with the toys. Smoke weed and spike with Rock Monster. What? Smoke weed and spike with rock monster? What? How stable are your display shelves, you think? Everything gonna be good if there's an earthquake? Bro, these shelves are hella stable. I can't believe it, bro. Like, honestly, I am proud as shit, bro. We had just moved here. I came home super late after work, and I'm thinking, when the hell am I gonna get the game room ready? And I sat in this room from 2 a.m. in the morning, the only time I have peace and quiet in this house, 2 in the morning till 6 a.m. I literally watched the sunrise outside while I was finishing the display, getting it back up. And what's even fucking cooler is that this is the original OG display that we had at our old house. So it's kind of symbolic. Like, we have changed. We have, we've leveled up in life. We got this new crib. It's fucking sick. It's much nicer than where we used to live. Same old shelving, same old shit, same old ideas. Call it lazy. I call it being original. I call it keeping it 100. I call it never changing. Also, it's just simple. It's just the raw wood is just, I don't know, it just kind of pops. It's simple. I will say it's not, I like that it's just like craziness because that's kind of how my brain works. But I could see other people might think like this shelving is not, none of it's organized at all, but that's how I like it. Earthquake, I'd be cooked. I'd be cooked. Um, Hypothermia, Ryan, do you think sealed goes up too slow to the point index funds would be a better investment at that point? No. No, because sealed will randomly, when some person makes content or a video or some card starts popping off, sealed all of a sudden doubles overnight. So I still think sealed is probably better than the traditional markets, but it's not as liquid, and you cannot fucking refute that. Sealed product is not as liquid as stocks. So you want liquidity? Take less growth and go with stocks and go with index funds in particular. Bro, I'm so fucking pissed off about QS. I'm so fucking pissed off. I was up so much in that stock. I promised myself, once you're up in that stock, Orion, get out. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Doesn't matter what all of your QS homies that you met on stock twits that all are like, don't be a bitch, like, hold. Fuck those guys, man. I was smarter than all the fucking people on stock twits. Stock twits it's like a stock app that people can kind of speculate and like talk. It's like a sounding board. All the motherfuckers on the QS thread were like, oh, like, you're being a flipper, like, oh, you're flipping this for pennies when like you're gonna miss out on millions. Everybody was saying that shit. I get so sick and tired of being a permabull. I'm tired of being a permabull. Like, with stocks, it means nothing to me. So take the fucking money. And I did. But then I got back in it and I still believe day trading could have been done. I still believe I could have fucking crushed it day trading, but I made one bad call and got back into it, and it just, I got cooked. I got cooked. Did she watch Vendor POV content? Jar Chomp's wife used to edit his videos. Oh, it must be nice. Hypothermia, Ryan, if offered, would you trade your GS9s for PSA 10 GS Torchic? No, probably not, because then I would have one really nice Grail card, but I wouldn't have the diversity of like looking at the different arts, which is a lot of what I do. Like, I'll sit down on the couch with my slabs and I'll go through my briefcase. I'll look through all my slabs, and it's like a reminder that whatever debt you've accrued, whenever things get hard, look at what you've built up. So if I just had one Torchic and I was missing a bunch of other nines, I think it would really bother me. But you tempt me with a good time, Gold Star Rayquaza, or Rayquaza. So I was watching the anime and they were calling it Rayquaza, and I'm like, I never call Rayquaza, and it's so hard for me to say Rayquaza. I can't stand it. Rayquaza sounds so much more easy on the tongue, um, and lighter on the ears, easier on the ears. But yeah, Rayquaza. If I had a chance at a PSA 10 Rayquaza, yeah, I'd sell my soul. I I would definitely give up my PSA Gold Star collection for a PSA 10 Rayquaza. Cash me out, give me the Rayquaza. I'm good. That's the card that I like the most out of the Gold Stars to begin with. That's the card that I would be happy with just having that one. So if that were ever a possibility, and when it was 50 grand, I talked about that a lot, guys. I talked about how I would eventually get a PSA 10 Gold Star Rayquaza. I just had to work at it. Now, more than likely never going to happen. But if people know how much I love Gold Star Rayquaza, like, and I somehow get a chance, that'd be amazing. Brandon, sharing anything with your significant other is simply winning. Hell yeah. Uh, Maria Cadas, I subbed. Yo, hell yeah. I appreciate you guys. Stock twats do exactly. There's some fucking twats. Ruby Romaine, did you work in NYC? No, I did not. But shout out to all my people in New York City. Lotus Swabafet of Wall Street. Rayquaza. So that's what I'm saying, right? Tag slabs are better than PSA grading wise. Could be. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, for sure. Ray Quay isn't following anyone. Autodesk new. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yo, I'm mentally disabled. I don't get it. Especially at 2 in the morning. You're getting closer to 10K subs, man. Slow and steady, it's happening. Well, also, like, I can't complain when I'm not putting in the work. I slowed down on videos for several months, like just wasn't putting out content enough. That was when we were saving for the new house. It was like all I could think of was saving more money for the house and like just like trying to just coast with YouTube and collecting Pokemon because I'm like this just isn't a priority right now, which means making videos isn't a priority. And so I suffered during that. Then when I went to before that, you know, when the channel was in its when my YouTube channel was basically like 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs maybe, we went to Portugal to visit Diana's family and I didn't make any content and my YouTube suffered big time. The big part of the reason why my YouTube did not take off sooner the way a lot of other people who were making content at the same time frame is because I was traveling and seeing the world with my family. So I was in Portugal and Lisbon and you know sightseeing and enjoying the food and the culture and that was a 3-week trip, y'all. 3 weeks I was in Portugal. I did not make a single YouTube video for 3 weeks. That's what you call a channel killer. That is the death of a channel. And then I came back and I didn't have subs the way I have now, where I can kind of jump back into it and I'll at least get a couple hundred views just jumping back out of nowhere. I had no subscribers. So when I got back into it, I was getting like 100 views on a video, right? Like I was so fucking frustrated and just felt like a fucking failure. And YouTube's really good at making people feel like they just suck. And like to all my homies out there that might watch this and feel like that when they make YouTube content, you're not alone. We all go through it. Those of us that have had a harder run. But yeah, my YouTube should already be at 20K subs. it should have a way higher trajectory than it does. But it's either, you know, there's a lot of reasons you could dislike me, I guess. But all in all, yeah, it's about putting in the time and the effort. And there's definitely moments where I traveled. We went to Mexico for my wife's brother's wedding. That was like a 2 week trip. I didn't make any content for those 2 weeks. And then a bunch of traumatic shit happened. We thought we were losing my daughter. We thought she died. She had a febrile seizure. The hospitals in Cancun tried to fucking rip me off. They tried to. It was fucking sketchy, bro. The whole trip turned into a nightmare after we went to the hospital, the privatized hospital in Cancun, because it's run by the cartel. Like, everything changed. And, like, this is nothing against the culture. I'm going to end up going back to Mexico at some point for something. It's a great travel destination. But if you ever, God forbid, you have to go to the hospital there, get wrecked. You're going to get wrecked. They're going to find a way to take all of your money and fuck you over royally. And that's what happened to us. And I basically I checked us out of the hospital. I was actually yelling at people in the hospital because they were fucking sketchy. Like, the nurses were sketchy, the front desk was sketchy. They were all fucking in cahoots. I wasn't like a thing where I was conspiracy like. And then I found out, I was reading reviews of the resort we were at, and there were people talking about, if you go to the hospital, whatever you do, don't let them send you in a taxi to the hospital. And that's what they did. They called us a taxi and sent us to the hospital, and it was a hospital they picked. So, and they misdiagnosed my daughter at the resort, in the resort hospital. These two fucking nurses misdiagnosed my daughter, and I was so fucking heated about it because it wasn't a mistake. It was a purposeful misdiagnosis because they said she had an ear infection and she would be unable to fly, and we might need to stay a couple more days in the resort. Those two fucking nurses I went up to because there was a food court at our resort. I know I'm going off the rails right now, but I'm just explaining. My channel suffered also because I had real life shit happen to me that fucked me up, and it was really hard to get back in the swing of making YouTube content when, like, I was just mentally, like, just not doing well. Like, I just went through a whole lot of shit in another country that I don't speak the language and was taken advantage of in the worst way possible, and just it set me off the rails. And the fact that I'm still making content to this day is amazing because after that experience, I just didn't care about anything. And, like, I'm just so fucking thankful that my daughter is healthy, alive, and she has not had another seizure since. And that's a fucking blessing, dude. My kids are everything. Without them, I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only reason I'm even alive today and not fucked up in a hospital or just on some dumb shit with the wrong people is because of my kids. My kids saved Diana, and my kids saved my fucking life on some real shit straight from the heart in this stream right now. Some real shit I will probably never even say in a video is happening right now in these last couple of minutes. The two nurses at the resort that misdiagnosed my daughter with the ear infection, I walked up to them, cold as hell, looked them straight in the eye and said, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, I hope you fucking sleep at night." They spoke perfect English too. I was like, "You fucking misdiagnosed my daughter with a goddamn ear infection. My daughter had a febrile seizure. My daughter had a fucking fever. She didn't have an ear infection. There was no fucking sign of an ear infection. So why did you fucking diagnose her with an ear infection just to get us to book a couple more nights at the resort?" And then, no shade at Diana's family, but it is what it is. I had to pay for a couple other nights at the resort. It was like $300 or $400 a night. It was fucking horrible. I wanted to go home so badly, and we had to stay there because her family was, like, freaking out about going to the hospital and was like, "You should watch Aspen while she's here." I was like, "Fuck that. I'll take my chances getting on a plane that my daughter has a seizure. At least we'll be on a plane going back to the US. It'll be a 2-hour flight. And I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'll take my chances. Our healthcare coverage is in the US. Like, I want to see my doctor, my pediatrician in the US. I don't want to fucking do this shit here. I don't give a fuck what your family thinks. I got in an all out fight with my wife's family, like, cutthroat. And to this day, I still don't have a great relationship with any of them. And they're never going to watch any of these streams. So I don't give a fuck. But, like, if you need to go scorched earth on your in-laws or your extended family, do what you gotta fucking do. Because it's your life, it's your fucking family, and that's exactly what I said when we were at the resort. Um, and it was tragic because it was Diana's brother's wedding. Like, I didn't want any of that shit to go down the way it went down. But here's the kicker. It was gonna cost me $400 a night to stay there for a couple of days to appease her parents, right? To do what they wanted us to do. And her family can't come back to the US, so Diana's parents wanted us to stay at the resort a little bit longer. So I know I'm venting a lot here, guys. Just bear with me. Like, the real ones know it is what it is. I do this time to time. But the thing that fucking pissed me off more than anything in the whole goddamn world is that I shelled out like 7 grand to be at this fucking resort for his wedding, Diana's brother's wedding. My mom had a kidney surgery that week. I should have been in the States for my mom. My mom was having surgery, but I wanted to be a part of Diana's family so fucking badly that I chose to be there for her family at her brother's wedding than for my own mother while she was on the operating table in a fucking hospital here in Charlotte. Like, I will never. My mom is healthy. She has a new kidney. She's doing great. But I will never forgive myself for fucking picking going there and supporting her family over my own mom. I'll never fucking give that up. And I've told my mom that I'll never fucking forgive myself. But if I wasn't in Mexico, I wouldn't have been there when my daughter needed me more than anything. So I think I made the right call because her family, Diana's family, like, and this is like nobody's business, right? But I'm going off. I'm going off. So you guys have a little bit of like inside the scoop of like what goes on in my brain and why I am the way that I am and why I slow down for such a long time on making content after those trips. And I talked about it after those trips. I talked about how fucked up and traumatized I was after those trips, but I never really talked about it. So these late night streams that I know no one's going to watch, it's easier for me to open up on that. And you guys are actually helping me heal by talking about it a little bit. But 2 other things that really fucking pissed me off is that the whole time, so I abandoned my mom who needed me more than anything to be there. But the whole time we were there, I was telling, so yeah, 2 more things. I was telling Diana's family, like, her dad came to the hospital. He was with us the whole time. Like, her dad's a fucking G. I respect the shit out of Diana's father. Like, I look up to him big time. He can do anything. The guy's a fucking renaissance man. He's fucking super successful. He was a high-end landscaper for Estee Lauder, which is like fashion brand, a makeup brand, I don't know. But this motherfucker can climb a 50-foot goddamn palm tree and trim it. He has the best landscaping I've ever seen in my entire life. He's fucking incredible. He has like all this land in Portugal that he has like farms on and like grows a million different types of fruits and vegetables. Highly respectable. But one thing that fucking pissed me off is we were in the hospital and her parents just wanted me to foot whatever the bill was. They were like, just fucking pay. This is your fucking. Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. YouTube finally fixed that shit. You can hit resume stream even if your shit dies. My phone died. I'm sorry, guys. I fucked up. I ran downstairs so fast to grab a fucking charger. Yo, the fact that anybody even fucking stayed in here is wild. All right, so I'm going to finish that story. Because I wasn't done with that story yet. And the fact that it resumed the stream means that it'll all be together. So the last 2 things that really fucked me up on that trip in Mexico was we were in the hospital and I was having like eerie premonitions, like weird dreams while we were there that like they were doing malpractice on our daughter, and that was like more of a conspiracy, my brain like getting to me. Lack of sleep, lack of food. Bro, we got no food while we were in there. It was like they were fucking starving us. It was weird. I don't know if they were expecting us to like be like, "Hey, we'll pay anything for some food." And like my daughter hadn't had anything to eat. I'm like, dude, we have a fucking a toddler in here. Like, where the fuck is y'all's food? Anyways, um, her father was in there with us. I respect the hell out of the guy, but he, was being the man on their side of the family, being there, and he was kind of saying like, "This is your kid that's in the hospital. Like, money is nothing. Like, your child's wellness is priceless." But he did not see what I was seeing. He did not see the shady shit that I saw a mile away when we were in that hospital. I was like, Paulo, his name is Paulo. He's a fucking badass. I'm like, Paulo, please. I know we've been arguing a lot right now, but like, I respect you. Like, you're supposed to be like, you're my future father. Like, I want to marry your daughter. I want to be with your daughter the rest of my life. I want to build a family. But this place, this place is literally going to bleed us dry. These people are not trying to help us. They are not have our best interests. Like, I'm telling you, we need to get the fuck out of here. Look at this hospital. Look it up on Google, man. I've looked this hospital up. Look at their reviews. Look at what the people are saying about this hospital and about how they treat the tourists. Like, we're fucking money pits. Like, so after 3 days of being in the hospital, her father admitted that I was right and that we should get out of there. 3 fucking days. They racked up a $15,000 tab for us that I had to pay up fucking front. What fucking hospital asks you to pay that kind of money up front? So here's what I did. And if you guys ever get caught up in another country where they fucking charge the shit out of you while you're in a hospital, here's what you do. You put everything on your credit card. Now, granted, your credit card might not have that limit. Because of my collecting and me buying and selling cards, I was upping my credit card limit often. So I had a high credit limit. I think it was like 20 grand. But, which is also how I got my first edition Charizard. We went down to the help desk, and she was like, "So this is the rest of your bill? Are you going to pay this?" And I was like, "Yep, just get us the fuck out of here." Like, bro, I was talking shit to the help desk. Like, all those people in there, I knew that they were all in cahoots, that they all knew what the fuck they were doing. And I'm just like, I know you guys are trapped. I know you're trapped. I know this is the only way you guys can make a living. But like, dude, how do you fucking sleep with yourself? Let me sign this shit so that we can check out of this fucking hospital and go home. And we went home. We stayed at the resort for 3 more days. And here's the second shitty part of that trip. We get to the resort. They tell me that my stay is up and that they won't even... We just took our fucking 3-year-old daughter to the goddamn hospital. And the people at the front desk of this fucking resort in Cancun told us that our room had ended its service and that we needed to move and buy another 3 days for another room or something. It was like some bullshit. Our room hadn't let up. We still had like 12 hours or something like that. And it was enough time for us to get a flight planned and just switch our flights so we could get home sooner. And her family fought me on this and basically forced us to stay longer when I specifically was like, I want to get a fucking plane tomorrow morning back to Charlotte. I want to go home. I want to see my mom. She just had a fucking operation. I want my daughter to see our pediatrician ASAP. And they fought us on it. And to make matters worse, I appeased them again and decided to stay for another couple of days, but it was $400 a night for the room. And so I asked Diana, I'm like, can't we just sleep on the couch in your parents' room? They had a whole extra bed. A whole extra bed. I'll sleep on the fucking floor. I don't care. Like, I don't want to fucking be here anymore, and I sure as hell, I just shelled out $15K. Sure as hell don't want to shell out another $1,200 being at this godforsaken place. This place was the resort of a lifetime. Heaven on earth. turned into hell in a matter of like 2 weeks. My whole life changed in a matter of a couple weeks. And I got back to Charlotte. I called Wells Fargo, and this is what you do if you get ripped off and you're out of the country getting health care. I called Wells Fargo. You put it on a credit card, first off. I called Wells Fargo. I said there were some fraudulent transactions made on my credit card. I told them to look into the hospital, look it up. I wrote a whole ass thing because when you claim large fraudulent charges are on your credit card, you need to actually write shit out for them. You have to actually convince the credit card company, or for me, Wells Fargo, which I've been with Wells Fargo since I was 15 or 16 and had an account. So I've been with them a very, very long time. Never, ever filed a fraudulent charge. Not once. Never claimed that someone charged me wrongly. Never tried to skip out on paying for something. I always pay my bills. I always pay for shit, even if it was a mistake. But in this case, I genuinely felt like this hospital fucking bled us dry and took advantage of us. And their Google reviews were like literally 1 star. Cleanest hospital ever. The facility was flawless. But their Google reviews said it all. Thank God for Google reviews, because all these American tourists were pissed about how they got ripped the fuck off. And I sent that link to Wells Fargo as well as my whole write-up of what happened to us, how they treated us, and basically said, these aren't fraudulent charges per se, but they fucking charged me up front for all this shit when my daughter had a fucking seizure. Like, really simple thing. We get back to the States, they're like, yeah, she had a febrile seizure. She basically it happens to 2% of kids, and she was out of it for, a couple of minutes, and that's that. I mean, usually they just need to be watched after that and check their fever. So it was a rare thing that didn't need to be escalated, and they just took advantage of us. And Wells Fargo honored that shit and basically declined all of the charges. So it was a big skew to that hospital, and we won. I did end up paying. Obviously, I spent a bunch of money on being at the resort, but I knew that was going to be the case. And of course, we had to get another room because her family didn't want to share the room with us, didn't feel comfortable, which really bothered me because I'm like, dude, we just went through so much and y'all aren't going to share a room with us for 3 more days. I was pissed at her family the entire trip, and it was really sad because it was after her brother just got married. So, and like, I can't call home. My mom was having an operation, so I couldn't call home. I couldn't talk to anybody. I had no one. So, yeah, that's everything, guys. But that like derailed me from even wanting to make YouTube stuff. Derailed me from wanting to do anything. I was like so fucking demoralized after that trip. But yeah, that was everything. I appreciate you guys sticking around for that story time. I know it was a ton. Derek, remember when you did a video on the electric lawnmower? Yes, and after that video, somebody fucking swatted my house. So, that was a terrible idea, Derek. That was a terrible idea. But I still love you, baby. Tech Geek, yo, how we doing? We're doing very well. God, like, my life is good these days. Thank God. The mustache has grown. Those videos of you driving to and from work, speaking your mind were cool. Just appreciate whenever you post a video. Love hearing your takes on the hobby and life in general. I might have to do some of those car videos. The more the stash grows, the more your subs grow. Let's go. Local senpai, you mean your brother-in-law? Yeah. Traumatic evolutions. Your content's very unique. Like, the way you talk about stuff isn't regurgitating the same shit other people are saying. I remember you talking about that vacation. Sounded like hell, bro. Yeah, dude, the real ones remember. I was not the same after that vacation. And dude, I shouldn't have left my mom. If there's any excuse to not be there for that wedding, it was my mom is having a fucking kidney surgery. I'm sorry, fam. If it was you, any of you guys, you wouldn't be there for me either if your mother was having a kidney surgery. So I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I went. I wanted to be accepted by Diana's family more than anything. Cuz there was also a lot of shit talked about like his spending habits. He's collecting Pokemon cards. What are his priorities? Is he not wanting to be a family man? Like this is not a priority. Like there was so much hate for me just doing this with my life, and it's like, oh, they have a bar, like, ugh. Like, there was no respect, really. And maybe it's just in my head, but I just feel like I wanted so badly to be respected and admired and um, accepted into their family. And I still feel like I haven't quite been, but I feel like at least now there's some respect of like, well, damn, he bought this big ass house. Like, they did not think, dude, oh man, this is too personal, but Diana's family thought that I was lying about buying a bigger house to keep her here in the States from visiting them in Portugal. You, this is personal stuff that no one should know, and it will die in the deep, dark depths of my streams on YouTube as I do more videos and more streams. But, and it's so, so deep, like late in the stream, right? Nobody's gonna see it, nobody's gonna care. But bro, you got to be some type of fucking manipulative, like everybody's got shit with their in-laws, but dude, mine have done some stuff that has just questioned like I'm trying to make this work so badly with our families, and things are good now. I'm going to say things are good now, but like the whole thing about like sometimes you got to go scorched earth on your in-laws, on your extended family. If you don't, then dude, you're always going to be shit talked if you don't actually tell them what's up and how you feel. But yeah, shit's good now. I think they know we're doing well now, and I did what I said I was going to do. But it really fucked me up that they thought that I was like bullshitting Diana about buying a house. Like, there's no way he has the money for that. And I didn't. I went broke buying this house for us. I did everything I could to give our family a better life, but that's that's all I got as far as the serious shit. I'm done, guys. I'm sorry for appreciate the fuck out of y'all. Mexico is a no-go now. Chris Chahan, you have a really cool background. I appreciate it. Ray, bro, I hate insomnia. Anyways, I pulled the Destin Rivals Nido King tonight. Let's go! Destin Rivals Nido King, I fuck with it. Mahdi, hi from Iran. What's good? Lotus, real talk. Always. In-laws can be disgusting. Overly judgmental for no reason. I have just like everybody wants to be accepted and feel good enough. And like, do you know, like for all of us, I'm sure high school was fucking hell. Middle school for me was hell. Elementary school, I had a good elementary school. And that was when I was going to public school. It was when my parents put me in private school. That's when shit started to hit the fan, and I started to realize that kids are fucking demons, dude. They're little shits. And these parents, these rich kids, dude, their kids have no fucking manners. They're just fucking evil. And so I dealt with that in middle school. I dealt with that in high school, and a little bit in college, right? When people are supposed to be adults and they're still being fucking children. But dude, I just always wanted to have friends. I always wanted to be accepted, you know? And that was always difficult for me. And I feel like I actually kind of found that here. But, you know, the last thing you want is that to happen with the people that you want to spend the rest of your life with, you know, their family. That's the nightmare, right? That's like the worst thing that could possibly happen is that you don't get along with your in-laws, honestly. And I think like that just sounds in itself like, no, bro, that sounds valid. Like nobody gets along with their in-laws. But that wasn't an option for me. I had enough problems growing up, trying to fit in, trying to conform, trying to find my own lane. The last thing I needed was to be with somebody and have it be like fucking pushing a boulder uphill to try and just be accepted. And like we all go through that. Every single one of you here has gone through that adversity in some way, shape, or form, gone through being left out, gone through being kind of neglected, ignored, like made fun of, I'm sure bullied in some respect. And it builds you, it builds character, right? I think bullying is kind of important in that respect. It made me the man that I am today. Um, Yo, I appreciate you, Eric. Um, Old people act like money grows on trees. Didn't your sister have to sell an expensive car? Dude, the fucking Lotus is on this shit, bro. He's on this shit. I can't even believe my phone got back to 36%. I'm afraid to take it off the charger though. So yeah, dude, you're fucking dead ass. So Lotus, didn't your sister have to sell an expensive card for you too during that time? Shit was rough, man. You worked miracles getting through that. Yes, my sister sold my crystal PSA 8 Charizard at the time because I needed the money desperately. And I was going to sell that card and roll it into something else. But then it turned into like, fuck, I'm broke. I need money quick and fast. I need you to sell this card. I yelled at my sister, like, I need you to fucking get this done ASAP. She like, she like, she printed the label and then didn't do it for a day. And I exploded on her. And she's like, Orion, how can you be so fucking selfish? Our mom just had a kidney surgery. I don't give a fuck about your card. But for me, it was tough because it's like, I know all this shit's happening right now, but I have very real shit happening here. And like, I really needed my sister to be supportive in that moment. My sister was so angry at me. And me and my sister are fucking tight now. Like, we're fucking big tight. I'm like super thankful for that. Because me and my sister's 6 years older than me. So she's 37. She's out in LA. She works for Tesla. And she's like, I fucking respect the shit out of my sister. My sister, no one helped my sister. I mean, my parents helped my sister with rent like all throughout being an older adult. I lived in my parents' basement, so my sister has some resentment towards me, I think, because I kind of had it easier. I was in my parents' basement. I was stacking up. I was saving all my money. I wasn't traveling or going anywhere, but my sister was all over. She was in Vermont, New York, LA, and so she's worked her ass off. I respect the shit out of her. But yeah, we're in a good place now, but at the time, I had to get my sister to do this eBay sale for me and ship out this card that was so expensive. And I was like, Eden, I need you to do this like now. I need you to get this done, like not yesterday, like now. And it just, dude, and she did it, and the guy got the card and everything, like, and that money helped out so much. That's crazy, dude. I can't believe you remember that, bro. That's some OG shit right there. Turtle, my GF makes us get temporary medical insurance whenever we leave the country now. Probably should stop throwing a fuss about it. Absolutely. Fucking absolutely. Absolutely. And you can get travel medical insurance too. And it's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it. Ray, good night. Lotus, glad you're still making videos. Doherty, good night, bro. Hope you're well. I appreciate you. Glad you proved the in-laws wrong. By the way, homie, keep doing it. Derek, I appreciate you. $5. I'm donating using my credit card, and then we'll cancel saying it's proud. Oh, that shit's good, bro. That shit's so good. Fucking love you guys. I can't believe, dude. Streams have been on one end a place where I'm like, what am I going to talk about tonight? What the fuck am I doing? And on the other end, I don't care what we're talking about. We're just doing a stream like we've always done, and it has that organic flair to it where it just feels right, like tonight. I got so passionate there for a second, though. I'm really glad the stream was able to just resume and I didn't have to redo shit. Because I was like, bro, I'm gonna redo shit. I don't care if I have to just do a whole nother stream. I had points that I was very passionate about making. So I got that off my chest, and now I don't have to mention it again. Hopefully for a long time. Dude, no way. Turtle, I went to a Jewish private school till second grade, and I swear I felt so insecure because of how rich these kids were. Yeah, dude, the Jewish kids, we were not that. Our Jewish family was like the Jews that were trying to assimilate or conform or whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, where I went to school, there were a lot of rich Jewish kids. And like you would think it would be that like camaraderie of like, we're all Jewish and like our ancestors survived. But there wasn't that at all. It was just kids being fucking little assholes. But also, like, I get it. You have your, like, popular crowds and your athletic crowds, and you have, like, the nerds and just, like, non-athletic people like me that just weren't good at anything other than drawing and playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That was my shit, bro. That's the only thing that got me through middle school, and some of high school, too. I did a lot of dueling in high school, too, but mainly middle school. Yu-Gi-Oh after school, waiting for my parents to pick me up. And drawing, a lot of drawing. I was not good at sports. I tried to. I did do cross-country running. I need to start running again in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood's so great for that. It's so nice. I need to start running again. I did play lacrosse. I wish I would have gotten into it sooner, but I got into it way late, and all the kids were way better than me. Ryan, do you like living in Charlotte? Also, does your wife speak any Portuguese? Yeah, she speaks fluent Portuguese still. I wish I could, and I'm going to learn eventually, but I like living in Charlotte. I've stayed here my whole life because mainly I'm just not a traveler. I really rooted myself here, and I wanted to make Charlotte mine. Um, my parents built a really amazing life here from nothing. And so I think them being able to do it was proof that like I could do it because I had an even better foundation than they had. I had the backing of them, both emotionally and financially. If shit went awry, it's like I hate saying it but it's true. I'm privileged in the respect that if I lost everything, my parents would come in and bail me out. If I had to, if I absolutely had to, they would bail me out, right? Um, that's what privilege is. And it's very comforting. It's probably why I do so much risky shit because I know even if I fuck up royally, terribly, I could be like, "Mom, Dad, would you give me a loan of $10,000 so that I could get out of debt? I'll pay you off over the next year." I could do that. Most people can't do that. Now, I don't ever do that. But the point is, just knowing that I could and knowing that I have their support no matter what I do is rare. I'm lucky that I have both my parents. I'm lucky that I still get to see them. And I don't even want to think. I don't know what I would do without my mom and dad. It's like I talk to my mom every day, every single day. And that might be weird to some people, but my mom I think loves it, and I think it keeps her sharp. My parents are fucking old and they're still sharp. Like, and I think that's cuz we always are all talking. So, I hang out with my parents a lot more than most people do. And a lot of that is why I stayed in Charlotte too. I wanted to be close to my parents. I don't know how my sister does it. I don't know how she can be away from my parents like this all the way across the country for extended periods of time. It would fucking crush me. Because every time she comes back, my parents are so much older. I just don't even notice it. My parents are the same age forever. I don't notice it. But it's harder for her. Um, got another thumbnail in the Discord. Not the Yu-Gi-Oh! Appreciate you, Ryan. No one has takes quite like yours. Make videos when you can. It's a great outlet. Has ripples that go far and beyond. Cheers, bro. One of these days, I'm gonna go to your bar. Yo, I appreciate that, Lotus, and I hope you get to someday so we can share a beer or something. I don't really drink anymore, but I would love to share any experience with anybody that's been supportive or inspired or just taken an active interest in my life and any of the videos that I've made. And sometimes I'm like, dude, you're missing it. Like, you're doing so much Pokemon content, but you're missing a major opportunity to just sit down and just have a title that's just like talking about your life. Missing a major opportunity probably to reach, to have a farther reach beyond just Pokemon. Anyways, it's better to have a niche on YouTube. It's so much easier to work with it, but there's so much more to Pokemon in life. So much more to life than Pokemon. Um, and I want people to know that too about me. That, like, yeah, I love this hobby, but it's not everything to me. It's definitely way more important shit. Like, I love cards, but I also have talking to my wife about, like, I need to boss up and do more adult shit and buy another property to rent out. That's what I need to do next. Um, and like master passive income. Brandon representing Charleston. I got homies down in Charleston. Dude, Charleston is big fucking money. Oh my God, dude. Some of the people I've met and known in Charleston are some of the wealthiest individuals I've ever met. Like, some of the craziest houses, villas I've ever seen. Charleston's wild. But I've also never been to Florida but one time. I think that was going to Universal on like a school trip. Um, but I feel like Florida is like that too. There's some crazy mansions in Florida. Um, Pretty Lame Gamer. Yo, mama's so old. In her history class, they just discuss what they did. That's great. I'll take it. Dio's cards. My mom is my best friend. Fuck with it. Doctor, I spent a lot of time talking to my mom as well. Watching parents age is so difficult. Bro, it's not fair. It's not right. It's not right. And I just feel so lucky that I'm getting to see them age and that they're not being taken from, because, dude, so many people I know in the bar, so many of our regulars, dude, a lot of people, like, a lot of them don't have parents. They've died early. They lost them when they were young. That is tragic, to go through life as an adult and not have that outlet at all. And for all those people that come into the bar that are like that, I'm like, dude, if you ever need somebody to talk to, I got you. Like, everybody needs family, and family is what you make it. If I didn't have my parents, I sure as hell would have some other older person that I'd be talking to that I would consider like a father or mother figure, because that shit never gets old. We have this one old black dude that comes in the bar. His name is Willie. I call him the Godfather. If my dad died, Willie would be the next best thing. Like, I talk to him every day at the bar. He's like a father figure to me. Like, if I ever lost my parents, like, and for anybody that has lost theirs, like, it's like finding a mentor. Like, you just got to find somebody that has wisdom, right? And somebody that knows what it's like to be young and can empathize. And it's even almost better when it's not your parents, because your parents are also hard on you and critical of your behavior and your actions, and they know you, right? They know you perfectly. So they know you can do better when you're doing worse. And whereas, an outsider perspective is kind of like, you're being way too hard on yourself. You're doing good for where you're at. So that's why I love people like Willie that come into the bar that are way older. He's like a father figure to all the young guys in the bar. It's kind of dope. We have a really cool community at the bar too. So I have, it's nice that I have my community at work and I have my community here too. Oh, thank God, we got 59% battery. Ooh. Oh, we're cooking again now. We're cooking. Dude, and we have, back to Pokemon, we have Pokemon Day in like 24 hours, right? Ganja Bars Medium. I like that name. I'm trying to connect with my parents in that way. They're going through hard times right now. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, like, there's nothing you can say when there's health problems. There's nothing you can say or do. It's just fucking hard. And I imagine if that happens and my mom goes through something again with her kidneys or just anything, or my dad, if that happens, yeah, I don't know if I'll be making normal videos for a while. If anything, I'll be making videos, but just talking about how fucking devastated. Like, it'll just be depressing for a while, but eventually you'll get through it. And I think that's the other thing is like, it's hard for me to like just get like super hype and excited about products in this hobby and like new releases and like shit and news because there's so much like other shit happening in the world. So like I want to have more of an adult spin on the hobby and like what goes on it and keep it raw and keep it real so that even when shit is happening, fucked up shit, I can still continue to have the same perspective on this hobby and talk about it the same way. Um my dad to that point, seeing them get old and like if things get hard, it's just hard to see it. And it's hard also to accept that we're getting old too. One day we will be shriveled up and old and wrinkly and thinking back on our life and everything we did. I'm terrified, bro. I'm terrified of getting older. Um, but yeah, one thing I went and visited my parents the other day and I walked in and my dad was on a treadmill watching TV and like that was good to see. It was good to see that they're like taking their health seriously because my parents don't they're like their genetics are incredible, but they don't take good care of themselves. I don't know how they're still alive. Um and they're starting to take more care of themselves now. So yeah. It's good to see that. AC, what's good, homie, bro? Your thumbnail had me dying. Don't let wifey see. That was the point. Is kind of like nobody cares about the streams, so like it's just to have fun. And honestly, I took no effort. Someone in our Discord made it Doctor, the homie. So we're about to start calling him the doctor for whipping up, you know, whipping up these amazing thumbnails. If you sold your collection and moved into a safe business or real estate, you'd pretty much be set. Yeah, but I don't want to just be set. And that's why I'll constantly, nothing will ever be comfortable because life isn't enjoyable when it's too comfortable. I don't think I'm ever going to enjoy my life just being complacent. There has to be something else going on. There has to be another move. There has to be some ambition. That's just me. I'm ADD as fuck. I was diagnosed when I was 17, like every other kid that wanted to get pills so that they could score higher on their tests. But my mom, it's a funny story. So my mom, she dropped off my ADD diagnosis test results. She dropped off everything in a file the other day. She was like, I want you to read over these because you're displaying a lot of the same behavior that you had when you were younger, and I wonder if you would still if you would benefit from having like Vyvanse or Adderall or Concerta or who knows what the fuck they have today. I don't know if they still have Adderall, the same shit. But I read it and it was just like talking about how difficult it is for me to focus on things, erratic behavior, trouble in school, talking in class, drawing constantly, and I haven't had ADD medicine prescription for I decided to kick it when I was 21, 22. Basically a year or two before I finished college, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like this shit's killing me. Like I was doing good in school, but I was suffering in other ways. And in particular was I was super, super skinny. I was not eating anything. I was not eating and I wasn't sleeping well, but I was doing well in school. And basically, I cut it off a year before I graduated. And my grades went down a little bit, but I did get my degree. And now I'm like, dude, I wonder what it'd be like if you had that shit. It'd probably be like a glitch. It'd probably be a life glitch. I'd probably be way more efficient on time. Um, but I also think there's a genius to how we are and how we're built, and you gotta fucking own that, and you gotta see it as an advantage, not something holding you back. The fact that I'm always thinking about shit is an advantage now. It's not something that holds me back. Um, and I also think, of course, you need attention disorder medicine when you're in school because they're fucking training you for servitude in a class, cooped up, sitting there, sitting still, no fresh air. Really, I mean, some light coming through the windows, but not getting like the kind of natural light you probably need as a kid growing up. Like, I don't know. I think the school system's kind of cooked, and I'm sure a lot of people will just agree with that. Just it is what it is. Um, Joseph Erickson, I appreciate you. I am doing mighty fine, my friend. How about you? Um, I kind of want that Pokemon Day 2026 box with the Pikachu promo. It looks pretty cool. Chu Yang, are those chains real? These are. These are 18K little baby chains. Back when I thought I was gonna keep on buying them and layering them and eventually trade them in for something bigger, but I never did. This is probably as crazy as it gets, but I'm proud of it. It's a fashion. It's a fashion. I'm proud of that shit. Um, and it's not like it's a little flexy, but they're tiny chains, so it's not too much flex, if you know what I mean. Sub Zero Leo's plot twist 30th anniversary is going to be mid. 30th anniversary could be mid. Nobody knows, right? We've all been hyping this shit up. Could be ass. Nobody knows, right? Um, but I gotta say, 25th anniversary was really good. I can't see this being mid at all. So much hype, so much shit leading up to it. Emily Redmond, how we doing tonight? Brandon M. Vivance is good, safe alternative. I prefer to Addy. I stopped taking it a few years ago and I replaced it with Cuban coffee. Yeah, bro. I think you were talking about that before. I can't do coffee. I can't do coffee. Um, but I gotta try something. I gotta try something soon. Turtle, I hate that I was indoctrinated to believe that college was the only correct path. Bro, yeah, that's a tough one. My mom was big into like her and my dad worked really hard as artists and it worked for them, but they basically had the belief that it worked for them, but it's not going to work for us. We have to do well. My mom wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer more than anything in the world. She wanted me to be, or a financial advisor, which is why I ended up going to school for finance and I got a job out of school in finance. And I just realized, like, dude, you're just wasting time here. Like, this is a slow death. Being in this office the rest of my life, I did that for 2 years, but that 2 years was pretty miserable. I People thought I was doing well for myself. I had the image that I was doing well for myself. I wore a suit and tie to work. Um, I had a little office, which was dope. I had my own office. It was like actually nice office in a brick building. Um, Not a cubicle, like an actual office space with like my own window and shit. Um, I had a boss who was kind of a mentor, kind of sleazy car salesman type advisor though. Like I didn't fully know how successful he was really. I just knew he wanted me under his wing. And that was a nice job, but I quickly realized that I was losing so many other opportunities to make money and make money a lot faster than to try and be a junior wealth advisor. I get a part of his client list and then I have to start from the ground up and build it up and take a, small fee, right? For everybody's accounts that I've managed. It stressed me out. The idea of managing people's money really stressed me out. So, yeah, a combination of the money being too slow, me getting tired of wearing a suit and tie to work, and it was really more about like the image that I was successful versus was I successful or was I better off doing side hustles and making money in any way I could? Um, and that's the thing, you don't need a college education to be a hustler. Hustlers University, man. I love that. It's when people are like, I went to Hustlers University. I love that. I love that, like that terminology, that phrase. You ever wear contacts? I did for a long time, yeah. I was self conscious about glasses, but also I didn't have any money, and so I got whatever glasses my parents would get me, which were always the nerdiest, worst looking glasses possible. Bro, if I was in high school with frames like this, shit would have been fire. Shit would have been fire. So yeah, I had contacts. Man, I hated those things. I hated having to take them out every night. I hate anything that requires maintenance. Sub Zero. I know I was definitely joking. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm definitely just worried that I won't be able to even get it. Brother, you and me both. Every time a set comes out, I'm like, doesn't matter. Not going to talk about it because Common Collector has no chance at it. They've got to fix that. They're going to fix it, and things will get better. But I guess they had to get worse before they got better. Yeah, a lot of it is just keep up the image for other people. Particularly, I think for moms. Particularly for moms, because moms they talk to other moms, they talk to their friends. Oh, how's your son doing? How are your kids doing? Oh, they're doing really well. They just completed their doctorate and they got their degree and they're continuing their masters, right? Like my mom compared me to so many other people my age that I know for a fact I'm doing better than right now by a fucking mile. Like all I ever really wanted to do was fucking make my parents proud. That's all. But it's funny because I think other parents would see how successful I am and other things and be proud. But my parents, they've always like they accept it. They are like fine with it. They don't think that like I have a problem with like collecting and spending money, but they definitely don't praise it. They don't like try to figure out how they can help me further it. It's just kind of like a little bit of a nuisance to them. And also, you know, we run the bar business, and so I have this very real business that is taking care of me. And so it's kind of like they don't understand why I'm so deep into Pokemon when there's that business. But they also don't understand that some of our generation wants to enjoy making money. We don't want to just make money. We want to enjoy the process of making money and do it in a way that's not just sustainable, but fun. Like more like a game than it is like a very serious adulting activity. Like make money, save your money, put it away, never beat inflation, never invest, never take risks. Like I'm very lucky that I'm able to do the things that they weren't able to do, but I'm definitely going to push my kids to do whatever the fuck they're passionate about, and I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. If my kids want to play video games professionally, I do you, bro. Do you? If my kids want to do Pokemon, do you? Let's figure it out. Let me show you how it's done. Let's talk about eBay and doing all that stuff. Um, that's an actual skill. Like you know, uh, if they want to make YouTube videos and they think they're being just like me, they want to make YouTube videos, I'm going to be all for it. Because that is a lifetime revenue stream. And for any of you guys that have ever thought about doing YouTube videos, I wouldn't recommend it in terms of the time that you're going to get sucked into it. But if you do kind of make it work, it ends up being such a godsend. Like, half of it is just passion project, but the other half of it is like when you get that ad revenue payment, you're like, damn, that little bit of money really helps out. Even if it's like pennies for your time. Um, yeah, my mom always hyped me up, which that's being a good mother, you know. Long-term Pokemon card collecting is going to be damn near gold when we get deeper into this digital age. She was so embarrassed when I stopped giving a shit my senior year about band and didn't make it to the solo recital finals, probably because of how much she hyped me up. Yeah, yeah. My mom, dude, Jewish mothers, they're tough. Um, my mom wanted me to be involved in so much extracurricular shit. I was so fucking tired of hearing the word extracurricular. By the time by the time I finished high school, I think I was in 4 or 5 different like serious clubs. I was giving speeches. I was giving speeches in the auditorium in front of like our entire school. Like, I was doing anything I could to show my mom that like I was trying my best, even though I was a B average student at best. Um, but that was also really before that the Adderall and like ADD medicine, because I was 17 when I got this prescription, so I was already finishing my junior year. And this your senior year, like everybody knows, your senior year doesn't mean shit. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. You've already done everything. Your senior year is just waiting to coast your way into a college, right? Because you should be doing that stuff. You should be looking at colleges and like sending out like letters and like, meeting people at colleges. You should be doing that when you're a junior, right? You shouldn't wait to the last minute till you're a senior. So I was just basically coasting, and then I got the prescription, and it was like way too late by then. Um, oh, probably because of how much she hyped me up to other moms. Yeah, exactly. Um, AC Pokemon. I started last year and I got 75 subs on YouTube. Just need to be more consistent, but I'm having fun with it. And that's the thing, like that's the thing with YouTube is like it doesn't like everybody wants it, instant to happen overnight, but it doesn't. My wife just started getting into YouTube, and thank God she is, cuz she's going to blow up. Diana's super likable. She just is very keeps to herself, and so I think when she finally opens up and like does content, and like has streams, once she gets monetized or hits 500, that's the other thing. The the requirements are easier. They're easier. Back in my fucking day, you had to get 1,000 subs. You had to get 4,000 fucking watch hours. Now you only need 500 subs and like 2,000 watch hours or 3,000 watch hours. It's a lot less than what it was. Still hard, but a lot less than what it was. Big key there is to have fun with it. Have fun with it. Definitely have fun with it. If you're not having fun with it, it's a huge waste of time. There's so many other things you can do with your time. If you have fun with it, you're just winning. Steve Beats, do you think you'll pass your cards on to your kids or sell them? So, I already know this question is amazing. Do you think you'll sell your cards, give your cards to your kids, or sell them and give them money? I feel like my kids would mishandle or sell them without doing research. I think you're right on that point, but I also think it's our duty to really raise them and also show them the way. So, like, you would never just hand them down. You would tell them This is what this is worth. Here's eBay. Here's how you check solds. And at that point, guys, you've got AI, Chat GPT. Your kid can literally just be like, "Hey, Chat, what's this card worth?" And it'll just tell them what it's worth, right? So I don't think you have to worry too much about that. I also don't think money is the answer. I don't think I would ever want to give my kids money. I think that I would much rather pass down the cards if they would take them and promise me that this is something they're going to hold because it's a piece of our family and the memory, right? I would hope for that because honestly, I'm not giving my kids jack shit. My kids are going to work for everything the same way that I've had to work for it. But they will have the privilege and luxury if they need to fall back on me. I've fucking got their backs. But they're not getting started out with a life cheat code. They're not getting that. They're not getting a car. They're not getting they're not the only thing they're getting is an allowance to teach them how to handle money, and they're getting chores. That's what they're getting. They're going to be mowing the grass, picking up the sticks, picking up the leaves, doing stuff like that. You know, showing them the value of money, showing them eBay, showing them how they can make money in other ways. My kids have to figure out their own shit. We're not going to help them. We'll give them gifts. We'll give them money for a special occasion, a wedding, or a special birthday, or turning 18, or here's a couple $1,000. By then, it's probably not going to be worth anything, right? Here's $20,000, $30,000. This will help with your rent and your living expenses since for the first couple of months while you get your shit together, like. And even then, it's questionable if you should do that. Like, really, your kids should just live with you until they have the money. Because if they're stuck with you and they're not just enabled to get rent from you and just live somewhere, like all the kids I went to college with, all these motherfuckers were living in nice apartments their parents were paying for. How could you fucking enable your kid like that? And if this happened to you, that's fine. I'm jealous of you because I was in my parents' basement for till I was 22. No, because I moved out and then I moved back into their basement again because I couldn't afford to move out. It was like draining me financially. Um, so I went back and lived with them from like 24 to 25. So yeah, I lived in my parents' basement till I was 25. A lot of people are like, "How did you get all these collectibles back in the early YouTube days?" It was because I lived in my parents' basement. Yeah, and it was sick. I loved it. I had girls over all the time. I had friends over all the time. I had privacy. I could do whatever I wanted. I had a little mini kitchen down there. It was a little shitty kitchen. It was like nothing, but I could have stuff in the fridge. I had a really cool childhood for sure. It was like shit made of dreams, right? It was like that 70s show basement. Like it's like fucking musty and has a weird smell to it, but it just felt right. And I got to be my own adult kind of. So that's what I would do for my kids. They could stay here as long as they want. We could convert one of the rooms to be a special room for them. I really wish we had a basement in this house. That's the only thing this house is missing is a sub level. A sub level would have been so fucking badass. That's the dream house to me is a 3-story, right? You've got your upper story with a loft with your movies and family night and of course the game room. You've got, the living room area downstairs, dining room area, and office downstairs. We don't need all this space. This is just like the YOLO lifestyle. But the basement's important. I really wish we had a basement. A little basement with like a little bar, a pool table, um, just an area that like your kids can have some privacy and like have their friends over and like get to fucking have sleepovers and shit. But dude, I'm so pumped for my kids to like go to school, make friends, and be able to give them advice on like and like just oh dude, I cannot wait to keep it real with my kids. My parents didn't talk to me about any of that shit. Like it's like my parents didn't remember being a kid. And it's so like for our generation, I feel like it's so like such a vivid memory for us. Like I feel like we're much better equipped to raise our kids in that respect. Um, my mom basically wasted away all our inheritance when my dad passed away. Oh, oh, that's tough. That's tough to hear. Gun score, hey, how we doing? TR Pokemon, I appreciate you. If you could hit the like button, subscribe, but also, most importantly, be a part of our community. We are growing our Discord. It's linked in the description below. We have a lot of cool people in the Discord. Just chop it up. Fellow collectors, fellow investors, a place where you can make private deals, a place where it's a safe space for collectors in the community. So, highly recommend joining our Discord. We are going to wrap this up. It is 3 in the morning. This stream is coming up on 3 hours. It's actually definitely up there as one of the longest streams I've done in a minute. Yeah, I'm worried about my cousin because his parents are basically babying him into college. His second try. So I had a second try too. So I got. This is gonna be funny. I got kicked out of Elon University for selling pot, and then which I don't even think I've ever mentioned on the channel, but we're at that point. And like so deep into the stream. And then my parents told me they wouldn't help me with college unless I went to community college and proved myself. So I did. I got straight A's at the local community college, except for a math class. I think I got like a C in my math class. That was tough. No matter what school you go to, math is just tough. And then I got into Queen's University. So technically that was my like third try after I got good grades in community college. So like I'm not going to go ahead and be like, "Oh, second try," but you know, if you don't, I had friends that did not try at all in college and literally just flunked out. Like it's not that hard. You have your homework. You have to do something while you're there. But anyway, okay, I'll keep reading this. His parents basically babying him into college. Second try too. I've offered to have him make money in Pokemon with me so many times, but he cares about the status of a degree. He's had to take on zero debt, and his parents still pay for his single bedroom apartment. He might make it, and it might work out for him, but the skill set that you have learned hustling in Pokemon, the fact that you're even able to make consistent profit and live off of that speaks volumes of the type of person you are. Bro, you are a fucking hustler. You're a hustler. And like there's this like fact about like drug dealers know more about business than college business professors, right? And it's just the mentality of buying and selling and charming, and just it's a skill, right? And in life a skill goes really really fucking far, and it makes you very adaptable and flexible, right? And if you don't have that, when things aren't going your way, you don't bend, you just break, you snap. So yeah, bro, Pokemon's been amazing. Yeah, you could survive off of Pokemon, but it would be hard to you wouldn't get to appreciate it. I feel like the way it should be fully appreciated, but I talk trash about all the guys buying these vintage cards up and selling them for like crazy amounts of money, but we would all do it. If we had the money, we would all do it, right? If we had to survive that way, we would all do it. So I think just it's just funny because a lot of it is just passing from one hand to another, um, from people just trying to make a quick buck. And at some point, it has to stop. At least like for a little bit short term, it has to slow down. Um, AC, I had a feeling you were 420 friendly. I mean, I won't speak on that. I won't speak on that now, but yeah, I had a past. I made mistakes. I fucked up. I had a lot of shitty friends. I had friends that stole from me. I had friends that I had friends that lied to me, cheated on me basically with ex-girlfriends I had. Um, that one was rare. That one was a fraternity brother, of course. Fraternities are such bullshit. It's all bullshit. Um, a lot of those collections don't last. A lot of those connections don't last either. Um, but yeah, dude, to that point, I don't know how people manage the stress of everyday life. Like, I don't know how people can just like come home, work, eat, sleep, go to bed. I definitely need to find my peace, and um I definitely feel like there's a lot of parallels in Pokemon with like my personality and like my behaviors and a lot of other people. Like I think a lot of us are very very similar, and like dude, handling the stress of buying cards for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, even even hundreds of dollars, right? Um I think like spending money in any kind of way and like being desensitized to it is very very difficult. So like you got to find something that's going to take that edge off is all I'm saying. And I think that drinking is not the direction to move in because it has much worse ramifications down the line, dependency, addiction. Um, they have a lot of CBD products now that are incredible. At the bar, our bar carries a bunch of CBD seltzers, and they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal, and so highly recommend that over drinking because alcoholism just fucking tears people down. Anyways, um, Calaudos. I'm just gonna say internet. Yo, what's good, internet? They're your XP carriers. True. Um, uh, Jim Leahy. It's stressful gambling at the casino. It is stressful gambling at the casino. That's goddamn right, dude. And that's another thing. There was this movie. Fuck, I can't remember. Colin. Colin, is it Colin Farrell? I think it's Colin Farrell. He does an insanely good performance. It is The Ballad of a Small Player. And it is about a guy way in over his head in some Asian country where gambling is like the sole purpose of the country's existence. And it's just really good. And at the end of the movie, he basically realizes that he's already dead and he gives up all the money that he's won. It's really good. It's like super like there's a lot of symbolism and metaphors and all that good shit. It's really good though. Highly would recommend it. Ballad of a Small Player, I think it is. Um, Mystery comment. Bro woke up at age 7 and said, "I accept this life, and this will be my room for eternity." uh, nah, but I definitely this will be the game room for eternity for sure. 2019, this room was born. Uh, bro, Turtle, we can look down on vendors doing buyouts all we want, but at the end of the day, they're making a fuckload of money. Yep, yep. And everybody probably just wants to do the same thing. On the bright side, everybody is doing vending now. And it's getting harder for those big vendors to just take all of that market, right? There's way more reasonable vendors now. There's way more vendors that um really are just looking to trade and be fair, and they just want to make deals, right? Some vendors are like not doing the whole 60% thing because they want to make deals. They want people to come to their table. So I've had some experience where I actually got full market value on some stuff just because they wanted it. So yeah, it's not, they don't have the monopoly anymore. Vendors don't have the monopoly they used to have. There's more competition out there. Um, I'd rather rip packs than go to the casino. Price, how is the C63 reliability? Yo, what's good? What's good? We're talking about the C63. I fucking love it. The W2, oh my god, dude. Am I forgetting what the chassis is on my, I can't believe it. Well, I know it's W20 something. But 2010 C63 AMG is phenomenal. Has not skipped a beat. That car is so reliable. It just guzzles fuel. Dollar for dollar, best bang for your buck if you're going to buy a sports car and you want something that screams luxury, and I've made it, but also something that is more affordable than every other sports car out there that is newer. A higher mileage C63 AMG, the V8 is fucking bulletproof. Make sure it has oil. Make sure you got plenty of coolant because that thing chugs. It chugs, it burns oil, but it is phenomenal. The sound it makes, it is one of the only cars out there that you can buy, drive, stock, and it's just fucking unbelievably fun. It slides so easily, even in fourth gear. Like, very easy to control, fast on the cornering is not the best. That's where the BMWs really shine out the Mercedes. W204. I think it was W204. W204, yeah. I blanked there for a second. I think the issue I have with the reverse hollow PSA 10 buyouts is it feels like a hype thing that's going to crash. Oh, dude, 1000%. 1000%, just like the illustration hype from last spring. Definitely feels like it's going to crash. Um, is it worth buying? I have someone selling it for 10K, 120,000 miles. Mine has 128,000 and I paid 15K for mine. 10K is a deal, bro. What color is it? What color is it? The only thing I had happen was my thermostat blew, and that was when it had like 95,000 miles ish. So yours probably is already, that one has probably already had the thermostat replaced, and that was $3,000, but that was it. So I'm in the car like 18 grand, but it's so much fun. Card Baron, don't spend that much money on a car that won't hold its value. Buy a future classic. Well, I disagree actually. I think that the C63 W204 is getting a lot more attention. There's because the car community is blown up, right? Every community, every niche is blown up, right? Collectibles, cars, sneakers, whatever. But the car community, especially because cars are getting so fucking expensive that it's like, why buy a new car that you've got your warranty up to a certain amount of mileage, but as soon as that mileage runs out, like you're cooked. It doesn't make a difference. I would rather buy a car with higher mileage and pay out of pocket and own it outright and have no other costs after that. Um, like yes, I agree. Buy a car that's gonna be a classic. But I genuinely believe the 2010 C63 is a classic. It is the last naturally aspirated V8 that Mercedes ever made. They never made another one after that. 2012 to 2016, they had the twin turbo V8, which is another amazing car. It's a monster, but you're going to have turbo failure at some point. So naturally aspirated wins in my book. My E46 M3 and my E92 M3 have definitely gone up a lot more in value than the C63 did. The C63 is kind of sitting, but also I think a beautifully taken care of, like you ceramic coat it, you take care of the paint, you take care of the interior. Doesn't matter if it has higher mileage. If somebody thinks you actually took care of a car and it has some tasteful modifications, I think you can get way over market for a car like that. Also, paint color matters. So you said it's gray. So I personally could never buy a silver car. I had one when I was a teenager. My first car was a 280ZX Datsun. Datsun was Nissan. Was Nissan before it became Nissan. They thought that Datsun was more of like an American name, so they came up with Datsun. But they thought it would sell well in the U.S. But that was the last silver car I've ever had. Silver is great. The scratches don't really show. Silver, you don't need to wash nearly as much. It also doesn't get super hot in the summer. It's a nice balance in terms of like overheating, right? Driving in a black car, it gets very, very hot every summer. I can burn my hand touching the door. Um, but silver is definitely a less desirable color. If you can find a black C63 that's like pretty clean, I would go for a black one. I would go for a black one if you can find a black one. Um, but silver's good. I would take silver over like red, blue, green, white. Actually, green would be pretty sick. But no, you're right. I mean, like buy a car that actually has a track record of being a collectible, right? But again, $10,000 for a V8 that pushes 550 horsepower, that is just fun as shit. My BMWs are awesome, but I've never driven anything like the C63 in terms of the torque, and just it's such a fun car from 0 to 60. You don't need to go 100 miles an hour in that car to have fun with it. Like it's just stupid to go that fast. But 0 to 60, you're having more fun dollar for dollar than anybody else on the road. Anybody else, right? It keeps up with the best of them. But also I'm gassing up the C63. I'll stop. Thanks for that. I will 100% buy it. Okay, well just be careful, right? Do your research. Do your research, right? It can't be the only C63 out there. Then again, they are dwindling. Um it's got to be on the bottom of its depreciation for 10K. It's crazy. Will you be buying 30th anniversary product? Absolutely. What time do you usually wake up, by the way? I'm practically nocturnal at this point, which is pretty bad. Um Yeah, same. I mean, I'll go downstairs, I'll put on a movie, I might play some Battlefield, and I'll chill out and snack probably till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I'll sleep till probably 10:30. 5 hours is all I need. I don't want to sleep till 11 or 12 anyways. The too much of the day gets away from me. If I could do it right, I would go to bed by 3 or 2 at the latest ever, sharp. I would go to bed like, and that's still super late. You should be going to bed at midnight and waking up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Because when y'all ever notice when you like, if you're not a morning person, but all of a sudden you wake up super early one day and you have the whole day, dude, the day feels like it's like 3 or 4 days. I love that feeling of just like, wow, I am limitless. I get so much shit done because I woke up so early. I want that for myself, but I cannot get out of this rut of like go to bed late, wake up at 10 earliest. Go to bed late, wake up at 11, 12 most of the time. Like, dude, I love getting up early though and having a full day. It makes me feel super like accomplished and productive and honestly happy. Yeah, Card Baron, I think, is actually just in agreement with us. Last of the manuals will do well. That part. If you can drive manual and can buy a manual, 1000%. Because you're just waiting for a headache with any other transmission. It at some point. So far, all of my Steptronic paddles, they've all been great. Even my E46 M3, which has an SMG transmission, which gets shat on. Like everybody talks shit about the SMG transmission, but I love it. I've had no issues with it. It shifts fine. I've had it repaired. That was like a $3,000 bill, but that was it as far as the transmission goes. But yeah, last of any manual, like classic, fun sports car is the way to go if you can. Can't stop working / watching a TV show at night. I feel that. You should make a new video of the C63. I do like the dark gray. If it's like a gunmetal gray. I fuck with that. I like that a lot, actually. That's a good color. Um, it's just like I don't know. Like there's lemons, right? There's cars that are just lemons. Mine was a lemon. I thought it had all these issues. It had like the dude plasti dipped the wheel. It was so fucking ghetto. Like dude is pathetic. Dude plasti dipped the wheels, plasti dipped all the chrome trim. Um, the dude had an aftermarket non-matching headlight. It looked like shit. The headlights were yellowing. It would have been so easy for someone to just replace those or buff them, which is what I ended up doing. The front grille was plasti dipped, so I just replaced it with a chrome grille. And then I pulled all the plasti dip off the wheels and off of the trim, and like it looks so classy. Keep it OEM plus, in my opinion. Um, yeah, dark gray is good. I should make a car video soon though. I really should just like make a video, like just a day in the life. You know, do some footage of me packing some stuff up. Do some footage with the sound with the exhaust mics in the C63. I love doing car content though. I really do. Like just like hearing the exhaust and how good it sounds. I love making a good video that really showcases how good the exhaust sounds. I should make another one soon. Um, Jim Leahy, unemployed? Nope. Worse, self-employed. And that is stressful. To be self-employed is really, really stressful. You are adulting and living in the real world for sure. Um, I hope you fucking crush it because you need to and you deserve it. My sleep schedule is so effed. There's a lot to be said to rise when the sun does. Apparently, it's good for your overall health. It's gotta be. Your favorite Pokemon? We're gonna go ahead and just say Rayquaza. We're gonna go ahead and say Rayquaza. I think it's fair to say that I'm a Rayquaza fanboy. But it's between him and Pikachu. Always will be. And Charizard a little bit, but I think it's more Rayquaza, Pikachu. And Gengar at this point. Gengar became a big homie this year. Circadian rhythm for sure. It's all messed up. Uh, Speaking of guys, it is 3:30 in the morning. Houndoom is sick. Houndoom's badass. I like Houndoom a lot. I also like Houndour a lot. Maybe even more than Houndoom. Like a Houndour reverse stamp holo would be sick. Anyways, guys, we're calling it a night. This was an amazing stream. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for hanging till it got super late. They need to release another great dragon Pokemon. Dude, they know dragons are fire. What the fuck is Pokemon doing? Please, with a new generation, give us a dragon Pokemon that's not overly done. Just something simple, right? Dude, how sick would it be if we got like a purple dragon? That would be fucking badass. Purple or maybe even teal or maybe like pink. Pink would be kind of sick. Like a hot pink looking dragon. That could be kind of cool. Cause in Yu-Gi-Oh, like I think I like Rayquaza so much because in Yu-Gi-Oh, it reminds me of Slifer the Sky Dragon. Slifer was my shit. That's up there with like my number one Yu-Gi-Oh character that I'm like a fan of. Like there's not a lot of like really expensive Slifer cards because the Egyptian god cards were like kind of cheap promos. But Slifer, Dark Magician, anyways, yeah, just dragons are badass. Slifer and Rayquaza are like best buddies in my book. I have a Houndoom Prime PSA 10. Hell yeah. I have the Raichu Prime and a 9. New Pokemon games suck ass, dude. Thank you, dude. Thank you. They do. I think like Nintendo went in the right direction doing the Fire Red, Leaf Green again. They like, dude. The classics are so much better than the garbage they have now. So much better. Monkey Jeans, how we doing? Goatman, when you getting the Rayquaza chest tattoo? I have a feeling our Discord has a thumbnail with me with a Rayquaza chest tattoo. Loving it. Can't wait to check the Discord. All right, guys. Peace out. I'm going to pop into the Discord now. If you guys want to further these conversations, dude, join our freaking Discord. We're literally all jamming on there 24/7. All right. Peace out, y'all. Ted, well, one of the reasons they might be doing Fire Red Leaf Green re-release is copyright reasons. Interesting. Very interesting. Again, join the Discord. We can talk about that because I want to know more about those copyright reasons, but I am tired as fuck. I can scroll on my phone on the Discord, but I cannot continue doing a stream this late. I need to at least start to act like I'm going to go to bed soon. All right. Peace out, everybody. I love you guys, and we'll probably do another late stream tomorrow because Pokemon Day is right around the corner, and shit's going to be hype. Shit's going to be hype. All right. Peace.